Right there.
And you can flash roster. You can flash it.
Yeah. If you want it, you can say it.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are live here at Waseca High School for the second game of the Rocori varsity football season. This is Jake Zahar broadcasting with Matt Hennon, Rocori alumni, recent graduate of last spring. And we are set to kick off on a chilly fall night this night, Matt. Driving here, we had everything from snow flurries to rain to sun and warmth and no wind, and now the wind has finally died down.
Yeah, the wind and the cold here is definitely going to play a factor in the kicking game here, and hopefully the boys can stay warm and keep our legs going tonight.
We are at about 40 degrees. The wind has died off a little bit here before we get started. About 5 o'clock is game time, and we'll be ready to roll here. We got some keys for the game tonight. Big players for Waseca tonight, Matt.
Yeah, they got a tall receiver on the outside, number 4. He's committed to play basketball at Mankato next year. Then they also have a very good D lineman, number 66. He's been a havoc for the Blue Jays this year so far. And their running back, number 18. He's a very shifty running back. We definitely have to keep him inside the tackles tonight. He's a big playmaker for this Waseca offense. And their quarterback, he's very shifty, doesn't throw the ball too well, but he is definitely a threat in the pass with a tall receiver on the outside.
Perfect. We have our game plan set. The officials are starting to gather up some captains and talk to the coaches here as we get to moving on to closer to a kickoff here and start of the game. You know, we had a great broadcast last Friday in Big Lake with the Spartans' victory there, and we had a lot of great comments and compliments and a lot of live chat feeds in there that was just great for us to have. We appreciate you folks watching, but please comment in the chat where you're watching from. Let us interact with you during the broadcast. We'll do our best to answer your questions and make sure that you're staying up to date on score, time, down, and plays of the game. So we'll make sure to be watching for that as well. Just a quick reminder, we are live streaming not only on this Facebook page, but also on the River Youth YouTube channel. We will put that link into the comments so you get an opportunity to watch that as well. Either way, both places, will be able to see the live feed tonight in the live stream. It's always interesting, Matt, when we try something new like this and run into all of the technology issues. Again, we want to give a big shout out to Adam Haugen, who's basically our our man behind the scenes that's running the show for us technologically here. And, we got here, we set up, he got us all ready to roll already and did the mic checks and everything else. And the guy's a guru. Couldn't do it without him.
Yeah, he's done an amazing job for us these first few games, and it's great to be with a part of a great team here up here.
We'll also be posting some shots of our roster, so you get an opportunity to see which numbers are pairing up with which players. We do have one number change, and that is Brady Blattner will be wearing number 42 this evening instead of 55. Last game he wore number 55. Again, this game Brady Blattner will be wearing number 42. So we will be trying to make sure we stay caught up with the jersey numbers along with the players as things come through as well. Thanks, Renee. Happy to have you watching from Eden Prairie. The last game, Matt, we had people watching from all over the country. We had people watching from Arizona, people watching from Florida, North South Carolina, Georgia, Texas. And we had quite the span. We're looking forward to having that kind of a span again this evening.
Now, Waseca, they are a class below us in 3A here, but they're nothing short of being a good team. They lost last year in the quarterfinals of state to Jackson County Central, who then eventually lost to the champion Piers. 2 years ago, they played SMB, who we beat last year in the championship. They held with them pretty well until the fourth quarter. Key turnover allowed SMB to win that game. So these Blue Jays, they're nothing to mess around with. This is a good football program, and the Spartans will be able to take care of business tonight, hopefully. Yeah,
I think so. This is going to be a good competition for the Spartan boys, but this last week we've had a great week to prepare, and we've done some great things in the practices and hit the weights again hard, so I think we'll be ready to perform at our highest level here. We'll try to get into the announcer playback here a little bit before we start the game and get the national anthem.
Together, we can encourage our players to be the best they can be as a member of their team. Thank you in advance to all for modeling the behaviors of good sportsmanship. Parents, do not assume that your children are being supervised during tonight's event. Please ensure that you are watching your children at all times during tonight's contest. To protect the health and safety of all spectators, do please social distance in the bleachers. Families are very welcome to sit together.
With this weather, I wouldn't be surprised tonight as it gets cooler and right now it's about 40 degrees and the wind has died down, but it's just going to keep dropping off here. I wouldn't be surprised if not only the players get a little bit cold on those sidelines, but also you and I getting a little colder tonight as well than we did the last game at Big Lake when it was 80 degrees already, Yeah,
it's been definitely two ends of the spectrum here from last weekend to this weekend. And even in warm-ups, the wind has been a pretty big factor as Camden and Tanner punting. When they're going into the wind, it's a lot shorter, 25, 30 yards, but then when they're with the wind, it goes 40, 50. So directional kicking will be important this week. And in some other scores around the St. Cloud area, Wilmer beats Sauk Rapids in triple overtime, I believe. It was a very close game. Sauk Rapids could have won the game on the kick at the end of the game, but they missed. And then Hutchinson beats Big Lake 24-7. It was 8-7 at half with Hutchinson up, but Hutchinson ran away with the end of the game there. So those were some scores around the St. Cloud area from last week's games.
Well, that's awesome. Thanks for that update, Matt. Blue Jays just took the field here, as you kind of heard in the background. The music cranked up. Spartans are just all lined up, waiting patiently for that national anthem. I think they're getting ready to crack some heads here. I think they're getting ready to go.
Yeah, they're jacked up. They're fired up for this game tonight. Waseca knows that we won the state championship last year, so they're hungry. But boys, they're ready to crack some skulls tonight.
It's time for both teams to line up on the hash marks and face each other.
And we have a new thing happening here tonight on the field. Usually we line up in the back line of our end zone for the national anthem. Right now they're spreading out from about the 10-yard line to 10-yard line, 20 to 20 on both sides of the field on the hash marks facing each other. So we're going to find out what this is all about here.
At this time, we invite everyone to stand. Please remove your headwear and join us in the singing and playing of the Star-Spangled Banner. The officials would please come on to midfield to recreate the coin toss.
Officials back out to midfield here to recreate the coin toss. Rocori did win the toss, deferred to the second half. Waseca will receive to start the game. Going into the second game here, Matt, the first time broadcasting for both of us last week. This is game number 2 for us. We don't have a lot of experience, a little bit wet feet here, kind of like Harry Doyle and Monty from the movie Major League. But, we're enjoying our time here, and hopefully the people in the chat will keep us busy and keep letting us know where they're from. Again, we did post the link for the YouTube channel where this is also live streaming, so you can find that in the chat. And we will, from time to time, flash the roster across the screen so you're able to see players and their jersey numbers as well. We do have one jersey number change for the evening, and that is Brady Blattner. Will now be wearing jersey number 42.
Check.
If you recall from last year, Brock Humbert was number 42, so Brady had to make sure he had Brock's blessing to wear 42.
You got to love that kind of rite to passage, huh? From the upperclassman to upperclassman.
Yep.
That's fantastic. Well, I do know that Nathan Farber will be doing our kicking again tonight, and he did a bang-up job for us last week, practicing all week long. Got a good boot behind that ball, and gave that ball a good ride. So we're hoping to see some more of that tonight.
Yeah, and like I said before, directional kicking is going to be important for tonight's game, as the wind is still a little bit of a factor here. Hopefully it'll die down throughout the game.
Spartans will be kicking with the wind as they take the field in a moment. We do hope you'll stick with us at halftime. We will have a guest on our halftime show. It'll be Nick Tylutke, one of the 9th grade football coaches, will be joining us today and giving us kind of a rundown of how their last 2 games have gone. We'll also be talking a little bit about our strength program with Nick, and also hearing James Herberg's got some interview questions that we've asked him about what his slogans and hashtags mean, all in and B90 for this year. That'll give us an idea of kind of just how he runs his program and what his values are.
It looks like Connor Moschke will get the starting nod for the kickoff here as his kick's away. Dribbler up the middle. Taken by Blue Jay up the middle. And gets down to the 30-yard line.
Spartan defense will take over. You know, last week the Big Lake offense just kind of gave us a good ground and pound and ran up our noses a little bit around the outside mostly, but they did have a lot of dive plays as well. You know, Waseca might not be that much of a different team in that regards to a run game. They're very, very ground savvy, if you want to call it that.
Yeah, and in their first game last week, they ran 80% of the time, so we'll expect a lot of run here tonight as well.
Spartan defense set to take up, 5-man front, 2 linebackers set up. Try a sweep outside, and it's stopped. Big-time gang tackle in the backfield, led by number 5, Drew Schneider.
Yeah, he read that perfectly. Got up in the middle there, tackled low, and the rest of the guys finished high for loss of 1, it looks like.
Great way to set the tone on the opening gates like that. First play of the game. Second down and 14, ball on the 28-yard line. Game just starting. Second play of the game underway.
This will be a little screen play for number 4. Gets up to back to the line of scrimmage for a gain of 4 or 5 here. And that'll be an interesting matchup all night between Tucker and number 4.
Number 4 seems to height. Have a little bit more height advantage on Tucker there. I'm not sure quite by how much, maybe a few inches.
Yeah, number 4 is listed at 6'5" for tonight's game.
Third down and 8. Ball's on the 34-yard line. Spartan defense showing no signs of change in their alignment.
And passes out to number 4 on the rollout. He's tackled short of the first down. It's a good stop for the Spartan defense on the Blue Jays' opening drive.
That's a great 3-and-out for our defense to start the game. We're looking at that Waseca punting into the wind here. Luke Humbert will be back to receive the punt. I want to send a quick shout out and hello to a few people here watching. Hello, Mike Rowe. Hope you're doing well. Brady Lynn's mom is watching. How are you tonight? Grant Mrozik. Good to hear from you. And they got a shank punt, which is barely going to make the line of scrimmage, and gets a Spartan bounce on top of that.
And the punt looked to go backwards on that kick. It went straight up in the air, and the wind just took it back, Jake.
This wind is crazy on this field right now, I'm telling you. It's going to wreak havoc for both teams when they're going against it like that.
I've never seen that. I've never seen that in an actual game.
I think they punted from their 34-yard line, maybe the 38-yard line, and the ball's on the 27. It's just that was a crazy amount of yards that they lost on that punt. And it's not like he didn't punt the ball. He kicked it. The wind just brought it back. Spartans take over, 1st and 10 on the Waseca 27-yard line.
In the Wildcat, Luke gets the snap, gets to the outside, and trucks a Blue Jay defender up for a gain of 9 on the play.
Ground game going to be very important here for the Spartans tonight as we battle this wind. Right now they're going with the wind. Wouldn't surprise me to see them put it up in the air the way Cam's been throwing the ball. The kid's got an absolute cannon for an arm. I remember at Big Lake he was overthrowing receivers. Just not expecting to have that kind of strength come out of the gates. Second down, 3 yards to go. Ball's on the Waseca 20-yard line. Spartans are already knocking on the door.
Blue Jays showing blitz. It's handed off to Brady, and he's taken down behind the line of scrimmage.
The one blitz play that we didn't pick up, right? They were showing that blitz right away, and they did skirt the defenders right away up in the front of the offensive lineman right away and get into the backfield to make that hit. Slight loss of yardage for us on that.
It'll be 3rd and 4 for the Spartans here.
Valerie Mueller, we're amazed that you're doing multitasking here, watching the game while doing a corn maze. That's awesome. We appreciate that. 3rd and 4 for the Spartans. Cam takes a snap.
Blue Jays bring the blitz. Camden chucks it up. And it is caught for a touchdown. Tucker Hokinson. What a catch.
That was quite the grab by Tucker. He had some solid defense on him, one-on-one, and he came down with the ball. What a grab.
Jake, I think that is what you call getting mossed.
I think you're right. I think you're exactly right. And, you know, we're 12 minutes in here. We're less than that, and we've already got 6 points on the board for the Spartans.
Yeah, great job by the Spartans on their opening drive.
Spartans going for 2 in an unusual alignment here. They did bring this out quite a bit last year. This is the first time we've seen it this year.
Wobbly snap on the play. Cam throws it up, and it is caught.
Flag on the play. Kind of had a floated snap up there. I don't know if it was kind of slipped as he was releasing the ball or what happened. But Cam was able to get to it and make the play. Let's see what the officials have for a call on this.
Illegal man. Looks like it'll be an illegal man downfield on the rollout pass. So it looks like they will be redoing the 2-point conversion here.
Spartans go back to their traditional formation on offense here. Cam about to take the snap for the 2-point conversion after the 5-yard penalty.
And it is caught on the slant for 2 points by Tanner Weber.
Well, that was a tight fit throw he snuck in there, wasn't it? That was a real bullet he zipped in there. Nice play, guys.
Yeah, some of the Blue Jays defenders kind of look in awe as Cam fires it in there. Didn't think he'd throw that.
Quick score for us really helps out. You'll notice something new on our broadcasting, our live feed here. You'll see the score at the bottom as well as what quarter that it is. This is another Adam Haugen attribute to the technology crew that he's got. One-man show back here behind us. Great job, Adam, with that. We saw someone watching from Leech Lake, Angela Carlson. Thanks for tuning in. And we got Steve Zahar watching from Arizona. We really are reaching all spans of the country here, not just in Minnesota. This is great. You know, last game we had in Big Lake, we had a number of injuries on the field. And whether it was a Big Lake football player or a Spartan football player, we had a few. And our head trainer for the Rocori Spartans is none other than Dathan Miller, one of our alumni, 2015 grad, who we're lucky enough to have working back with us. So, Dathan, we want to make sure that you're acknowledged for all the work that you do across all the sports, not just football, but across all the sports, especially during this awkward fall season that we've had this year. And one of the hardest working guys you'll ever meet, and also one of the most quality guys you'll ever meet. So, Dathan, thank you for all that you do.
And Connor Moschke is looking to kick off again here.
Any bets he's going to put this one in the air this time or try to squib one up the middle again?
I'm assuming the last one, it looked like it was intentionally squibbed, so I'm assuming they'll try and go back to that again. It's going to go out of bounds around the 20-yard line. Had a little bit of air.
Couldn't tell if it actually landed in bounds and bounced out or if it had bounced out when he kicked it. Could you see that?
Yeah, I think it landed out of bounds. I don't think it ever had landed in play. Looks like Rocori is going to re-kick.
Yeah, it did land out of bounds. Waseca Blue Jays take the penalty, send us back 5 yards, and we'll re-kick the ball. Again, this wind, I'm telling you, it's going to play a factor probably for most of the game.
Yep. Been talking to the coaches, and they think that around halftime is when it should die down, but we'll just have to see where it takes us.
I keep looking at those flags hanging on the flagpole over there, and they're still full mast up there. The wind is just getting those things waving in the air. Connor set to kick off after the penalty we just took. Parker Wells, I hope you're seeing some deer up in that deer stand right now.
Looks like another squib up the middle, taken by one of the upbacks, and is hit hard at the 35-yard line.
Spartans will bring their defense on the field. Waseca Blue Jays are taking over at their own 37-yard line. Nope, sound should still be there, folks.
We'll see if the Spartans can continue their momentum here on defense, as the Blue Jays' last drive was a 3-and-out. And it looks like the quarterback's going to take it up the middle. And it's a fumble on the play, and Rocori recovers it.
Unbelievable. What a turnover there we created again. I don't know who stripped that ball. I couldn't see in the mass of Spartan tacklers, but talk about a heads-up play to jump on that ball.
Yeah, that thing just popped out and rolled for about 5 yards there before we jumped on it, and it looks like we'll take over on the 40-yard line.
Fantastic play by the Spartan defense. Again, they've only had 4 plays on the field. This has been amazing for them to start the game this way. Hi again to Orva Voth watching from Albany, Georgia. Great to see your comment on here again. Hi, Mary Lechner, watching from Wisconsin as well. Thank you. Spartans take over 1st and 10 on the Blue Jay 44-yard line.
Flags fly, as it looks like a Blue Jay defender might have jumped off sides.
Yeah, I agree. I think he was coming around the right end down here.
Blue Jays are not shying away from showing pressure here tonight.
They're very aggressive, that's for sure. Some of their aggressiveness, though, might come back and hurt them just a little on being patient, getting across the line of scrimmage. Spartans will take over. They'll have another first down here due to that penalty. 1st and 10 on the Blue Jay 39-yard line.
Two-by-two set. Hands it off to Luke. Makes a cut and is tackled around the 35-yard line.
Hi, Darcy Ruff, watching from Shoreview. Mary, you'll be happy to know that Jameis is running one of our cameras today. And Lindsey Bell, thank you for tuning in on your drive to Monaga. Spartans are on 2nd down, 3 yards to go on the Blue Jay 37-yard line.
Camden takes the snap. Is running to his left on the outside. Gets the edge and will get the first down. Well-designed play by the Spartans as they pick up the first down with relative ease.
It's kind of comforting running behind a blocker like Luke Humbert. Physical kid who's got some wheels on him, not afraid to lay a smackdown on anybody. And that brings the Spartans to a first down around the left end. Chains are moving, and Spartans are going to get this thing going again here, looking for another score. 1st and 10 Spartans. Ball is on the Blue Jay 31-yard line.
Camden takes the snap, rolls out to his right, looking deep. He's got to get rid of it quick. Pump fakes, and will be taken out around the 37-yard line. Coverage is pretty well downfield, Pressure got into his face at the last second there. Makes the man miss and gets something out of nothing at least.
And he's done a good job with that. I think that pump fake made the man miss right there, which gave him another 5 yards on the rush. Spartan's going to head up to the line of scrimmage here. Second down, 11 yards. Ball is on the Blue Jay 32-yard line. Traditional set for the Spartans with one back in the backfield. Two receivers spread out left, one to the right. Bobbled snap by Cam. Recovers and probably gets it back to the line of scrimmage, but we do have another flag on the play.
Yeah, it didn't look like a design QB run. I think Cam was just trying to make something out of nothing there, too.
And that one looks like it might be coming against the Spartans here. We're going to find out for sure. And that does go against the Spartans. It is a holding call. That'll be a 10-yard penalty, and we'll have second down again.
And here, Jake, is where I truly believe that the Camden-Tucker connection will play a vital part in the Spartans' offense this year.
Yeah, we talked about that a lot last week, too, with Big Lake. Second down and 22. Ball's on the Blue Jay 43. Cam's going to take the snap, and he's looking to throw.
Takes a shot up the middle, and it is off the fingertips of Matthew Torberg. Had the guy beat on the inside seam, just couldn't bring it in.
It almost looked like he wasn't sure which way to turn his hands on that, whether he was going to go underhand or an overhand grab to catch that ball.
Yeah, and I think that with his inexperience from his year taken off from last year, that might have played a part in it, but his route was perfect. Seam up the middle, split the two safeties, and he was right there to make the play. Just got to make it next time.
And as you see on the bottom of your screen, we have Spartans scoreboard down there, along with what quarter it is. It is 8-0 Spartan lead. There is 6:20 left in the first quarter, and Spartans are taking a 3rd and 22 right now. Cam Bauer set to take the snap.
Jayhawks bring the blitz, and it's taken down. Fumble on the play, but Cam looks to get it back.
And hopefully this isn't the momentum shift that Waseca's been looking for. That brings up a 4th down for the Spartans, and we're buried pretty deep on that after a Blue Jay fumble to give us the ball initially.
Yeah, hopefully with this wind at our back, we can pin them pretty deep here. Yeah, the holding call on second down definitely killed our momentum on offense. We'll see if we can bounce back from that on this next defensive series. The punt is away. High punt. And it is muffed, and the Spartans recover it at the 5-yard line. Another turnover by the Blue Jays.
It looks like that might have been Tanner Weaver on that recovery on the fumble there, but Spartans catch another break. Blue Jays have a huge stop on the Spartan offense, put them back 20 yards. Spartans punt and get the ball back on the 5-yard line.
Yeah, the Blue Jays definitely have to figure out how to keep possession here. That's the second time that they put the ball on the ground, and the Spartans look to take advantage of the turnover by Waseca.
Spartan offense takes the line of scrimmage. First down and 5 from the 5-yard line. Cam looks to take it himself around the right side. Get some good blocking up front. Pylons get kicked, and it looks like a touchdown.
Touchdown, Camden Bauer. Yeah, he looked like he was going to cut it up there, and then at the last second he decided to bounce around the end to sneak in by the pylon there.
And again, he had a great wall of blocking out front to lead him into the right corner of the end zone. Spartans will now line up to go for 2, see what kind of alignment they come with, that kind of rare unique where they shift the entire line of scrimmage out to the left, and it looks like they are again going to try this play.
Yeah, the last time they used it, it worked perfectly, but it was taken back after a penalty. Bauer takes a snap, rolls out to his right, throws low, and it is incomplete.
And no flag on the play, so the Spartans take over 14-0 with 5 minutes and 21 seconds left in the first quarter of the game here. Couple hellos here. We see Eric, it looks like Aaron, watching your son, number 3 from Waseca. Thank you for tuning into our live broadcast here. Thank you to the other people that are watching as well. We see a lot of people coming in. And thank you for those that are commenting. Again, don't hesitate to comment in where you're watching the game from. We'd love to see how far our feed and our broadcast is reaching across the country. We already know we have people watching from Georgia, Arizona, and I believe last week at Big Lake we had people watching from one of the Carolinas and Florida and Texas as well. For us, the Rocori Spartans not having Waseca on our schedule initially, this has been a pretty great pickup for us.
Yeah, it sounded like the same situation happened with Waseca. Their Week 2 opponent got COVID and had to quarantine, so we decided to call them up and get a game going this week, which is very good for us, so we can continue getting better week by week.
Machke set to kick off again for the Spartans. Aims for that right sideline again. And again, I can't tell if it bounced inbounds or not, but we have flags on the play.
And it looks like the Jayhawks will just take the penalty and start at the 35-yard line.
Hi, Lindsey Voigt, and thank you for the compliments. Spartan defense ready to take over. Blue Jays taking over on their own 34-yard line, 35-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Blue Jays. Spartans in their traditional 5-man front set. Blue Jays running up the gut. Pick up almost enough for a first down here.
Yeah, it looked like he got untouched there for about 7-8 yards there. He got up the gut there. It was a good play design by Waseca.
And that was good enough for a Blue Jay first down. Alicia Malik, thanks for watching from Wadena. Kelly, I don't know that we'll get close enough to Brad Wendland to say hi, but if we do, we'll let him know you say hello. 1st and 10 for the Blue Jays.
Motion, and they'll give it up the gut. Gain of around 2.
They had that crossing pattern from the running backs there to kind of fake out and use the first lead back as a decoy. But I don't know that it did too much to fake out our defense.
No, Spartans did a great job of pursuing there, closing the gap, so he gets a very short gain there on the play.
2nd and 7 for the Blue Jays on their own 48-yard line. High snap, quarterback catches the ball, gets it up the middle on a broken play, and picks up probably about 4 yards on that run.
Yeah, it looked like they were going to try running on the right side as they had 2 guys on the in the backfield there, but they do the fake, and quarterback goes up the middle for around 3 yards.
Cole watching from a field in western South Dakota. I hope you're hunting, and I hope the hunting is good. And Don Marie Saponiak watching again. I think you were in a hockey arena last week while you were watching us, so we appreciate that as well. 3rd and 4 for the Blue Jays on their own 48, or the Spartan 48-yard line. They did cross midfield that time.
Pass. Slant to number 4, and he just drops it. Looks at his hands after the ball went through.
Oh, I think he saw the Spartan defense starting to close in on him pretty quick and got a little nervous, took his eyes off the ball, and just dropped it.
Yeah, it looked like Drew Schneider was flying over there to give him a hit there, but he drops it, and it'll be 4th and 4 or 5.
And the Blue Jays want to talk this one over. They're going to call a timeout. Philip Thole, thanks for watching from Kansas. 1992 grad. Always awesome to have alumni tuning into our games. Currently, there is 3 minutes and 31 seconds left in the first quarter. Spartans do lead 14-0. Keith, thanks for tuning in from Duluth. It's had an interesting week of practice this week with the weather, too. You know, we had, like I said, coming off of last week's 80-degree weather game last Friday night in Big Lake. And now today it's half as warm and the winds are kicked up, and we've had everything from snow and rain and everything in between. I think the guys even practiced in sleet one night.
Yeah, it's very advantageous here in Waseca that they didn't have any rain or any moisture here, so it kept the field nice and dry.
See Brad Bauer tuning in on his drive back from Bemidji. Brad is the head cross-country coach for the Rocori Spartans. And Brad, if you get a chance to let us know how you guys did, please feel free to comment that in the chat. 4th and 4 for the Blue Jays. Spartan defense set up. Hopefully they get a stick on this. And it's a run up the middle, and it looks like the Spartans stuffed it.
Yeah, they tried going back to that quarterback keeper up the middle, and the Spartans did a great job pursuing him and tackling him before the first down. It's another great play by the Spartan defense.
And Spartans take over 1st and 10 on their own 46-yard line. Defense is really playing a great game so far. They came out ready to go. They've had great pressure. Tackling has been phenomenal in comparison to last week at Big Lake, where we saw them missing a bunch of tackles. And the special teams at the Rocori, for the Rocori side have just been phenomenal.
Yeah, you always talk about that 3 phases of the game, and it sure seems like the Spartans are winning all 3 right now.
Cam takes a snap on 1st and 10, handoff to Brady Lynn up the middle. Brady's still on his feet and is finally gang tackled by about 4 of the Blue Jays before he's brought down. And we talked last week about Brady Lynn's leg strength and just how incredibly strong he is for his size. You know, Brady this summer squatted 475 pounds. That is a truckload of weight. You know, and for him to be in that backfield is exactly the guy you want running the ball. It's hard to bring down.
Yeah, and you can definitely tell with the way he runs and the style of staying low, keeping his center of gravity low and bouncing off players left and right. Yeah, he is definitely one of the stronger running backs I've seen in a while.
Spartans are now 2nd and 10. Cam takes a snap, and he's dropping back to throw, finds Humbert, and Humbert, again, just took his eyes off the ball a little bit.
And it seems like a common thing here, the receivers dropping passes. It could be that their hands are cold, as the weather here is still not warm. This is about the 3rd or 4th drop pass here we've seen in this game.
Usually when the weather gets this cold, we see a lot more kids wearing the hand warmer packs around their waist that just snap on and snap off. And I'm only seeing about one of our players on the offense right now having one of those on. Maybe 2, Cam Bauer being one of them. Trying to keep those hands warm. 3rd and 10 for the Spartan, ball in their own 46. And we're going to throw again. And Cam is brought down on a sack. Just waited a hair too long to get rid of that thing.
Yeah, similar to the first drive, the Blue Jays bring the blitz off the end there, and 44 comes untouched and tackles Cam for the sack.
And that's a quick 3 downs. It brings up 4th and 18 for the Spartans, in which we're gonna punt here again. We are punting with the wind. Again, for those of you that are just tuning in, it is crazy windy down here in Waseca, and temperatures slowly dropping from about 40 degrees, so it's going to be a cool evening. Punt is off, and it's a good one. Fielded at about the 15-yard line, and they run a reverse.
And he is gang tackled around the 20-yard line. It looks like they're trying to get the ball in number 4's hands, as he is a playmaker for the Blue Jays.
And again, you see, one of the things that we are most proud of here is Rocori sportsmanship. And you have both Brady Blattner and Tanner Weber help him up after the gang tackle play. So that's always good to see before they take the field on defense here. A couple of quick shout-outs. Chris Braun, class of 2010, watching from California. Chris, thanks for tuning in. Jason, we never count anybody out of any game when it's this early, no doubt about that. And Greg Berg, Carson and Greg hunting in North Dakota, good luck. Hopefully you get the big one out there, whatever you're hunting. If it's ducks, hopefully you get plenty of them. 1st and 10 for the Blue Jays, and they run a sweep out to the left-hand side. Before they're gang tackled for maybe a gain of 1.
Yeah, Luke did a great job setting the edge out there, not letting number 23, who was coming in motion to get the outside. That was a great job by Luke to even get him to stutter there so the rest of the defense could fill in on the outside.
This will bring up 2nd and 10 for the Blue Jays. The ball is on their own 19-yard line. I'll tell you what, if the defense keeps playing this well, they're going to stuff them up here again, and the Spartans will have an opportunity to take over in maybe the red zone, hopefully. Blue Jays have pretty much been setting up with 2 to 3 in the backfield besides the quarterback on each offensive series here. Quarterback keeper up the middle. Gang tackle looks like by Brady Blattner and Drew Schneider.
Yeah, it was a good read by the linebackers again as they stick with the quarterback and make him come up the gut. It was a good play by the linebackers there. Be around 3rd and 6 here, 3rd and 5.
We got an official timeout on the field. He's having Tegan Dronell checked for something. Tegan jots off the field.
Brings in Matt Schreiner on the field side end here.
I don't know if we had some blood on the jersey or shirt there, but Blue Jays take over back on the line of scrimmage, 3rd and 5. Ball's on the 24-yard line of the Blue Jays. Might be some confusion on some of their play here.
And right here is where we got to watch out for number 4 on that slant or a fade. This is where they'll try and get him the ball.
Little pause in the action here. Blue Jays are holding things up with a count. And it's the end of the quarter. So first quarter comes to an end. Score of 14-0. Rocori lead. And they've had just one heck of a game so far on defense. We will try to get the roster here flashed up on the screen for you momentarily. Keep in mind that as the roster comes up on the screen here, we do have one number change, and that is Brady Blattner. Brady wore number 55 last week and now has changed to jersey number 42. So that'll be the one change to the roster that we have. Congratulations to Brad Bauer and the girls cross-country team. The Rocori girls cross-country team finished 3rd. And congratulations to the boys. The boys finished 9th, both out of 16 teams. What a great showing up in Bemidji where it was dang cold, you can believe that, and probably had a lot of snow on the ground this morning. I know we had snow on the ground in Cold Spring today, which I woke up to, and that was was pretty shocked, honestly, to see that.
Yeah, I was in Marshall back at SMSU, and it was clear skies there, and it seems like the whole southern part of Minnesota has had pretty clear day.
Chris Pendergast, thanks for watching from your backyard. And play is going to resume here. Second quarter just starting off. It's a 3rd and 5 for the Blue Jays. Ball is on their own 24. They look to throw. Again, the number 4 who makes the catch, then is driven out of bounds by Tucker Holkinson. However, they did pick up a first down.
Yeah, it looks like Tucker was just not trying to get beat deep there. Gave him a little bit of cushion. And the little comeback route picks up the first down for the Blue Jays.
It's pretty easy to see that as a receiver, that's the one that they want to go to is number 4. This brings up a 1st and 10 for the Blue Jays. Ball's on their own 32-yard line. Spartans back into their 5-man front. Humbert as the floater on the end. Getting outside. They try to run a sweep, and he's brought down by Humbert.
And that's a great play by Luke. He was taking the end blocker on one-on-one, throws him aside, and gets to the outside to tackle the man in motion behind the line of scrimmage. That was a great individual play by Luke.
Those are hard plays, too, because Luke had a lot of field to work with over there, and to be able to seal that end off like he did and not only shed the blocker to make the tackle, but just cover the ground he covered is a pretty tremendous athletic play.
Yeah, and like you said, there's a lot of green on that side, so it was important to make sure he cuts it back up inside, which he did to allow the rest of our guys to get there for the gang tackle. It was a great job.
2nd and 12 for the Blue Jays. Ball's on their own 30-yard line. We're just starting off the second quarter here. down in Waseca. Quarterback's rolling out to the left, makes a throw, and it looks like it was knocked away by Tucker Hokinson.
Yeah, great play by Tucker as he read it and gets his hand in there to break up the pass.
Zach Harris banged up a little bit for the Spartans on that play as he trots off toward the sidelines. This brings up 3rd and 12 for the Blue Jays on their own 30. Spartans need a big stop here. Hopefully they can get it. Force another punt by the Blue Jays.
I wouldn't be surprised here if the Blue Jays try and go back to number 4. He's been all over the field tonight.
Blue Jays in their typical offensive set. Quarterback looks to throw. Oh, he's going to run. He's going to take it around the outside. Spartans are not going to catch him before he gets the first down, it looks like.
Yeah, it looked like we tried blitzing up the middle and got caught up in there to let the quarterback escape to his left. He is a lefty quarterback, so getting out to the outside, he picks up the first down.
It's not often that someone's going to outrun anybody on our defense. The Spartans' speed is really a tremendous athletic advantage for us to have. And he's got some wheels, that quarterback. So Blue Jays pick up a first down on their own 43-yard line. Quarterback's going to keep it off a fake handoff, and he's going to pick up another 9 yards or so, running pretty much up the middle.
Yeah, and it didn't look like he got touched again until 7-8 yards down the field. Spartans got to do a better job of staying home with those linemen shifting like that. We got to make sure we're staying home and everybody's doing their job.
And you can see Coach Herberg across the field here yelling, we got to stand those first blocking backs up. Stand them up, plug the hole, shed them so we can make the tackle. This brings up a 2nd down and 1 for the Blue Jays. Ball is on their own 48 as we almost crossed the midfield point. And this is a dive, handoff, and that gets them a first down. Boy, they're running hard, and the Spartans are starting to look a little bit like they did last Friday night with some of their tackling.
Yeah, and talking to Coach Herberg before the game, he said that the physicality of this game has to be matched by the Blue Jays. We have to make sure that we're playing as physical, if not even more physical than the Blue Jays, because this is what they do. They ground and pound and try and get you to get worn down, and this is where the Spartans got to step it up here.
This will bring up another first down for the Blue Jays. I want to say hello to Doug Schmitz, watching from Ortonville. Hi, Doug. And Ben Lynn. Snap is off. They run a sweep around to the outside. And he is still going after bouncing off a couple Spartans. Maybe a pickup of 1 or back to the line of scrimmage, it looks like.
Yeah, the Spartan defense is pretty damn quick, going left and right like that. Running backs can go east and west all they want, but Spartan defense does a good job there sticking to the outside.
One of the unique things here that we're seeing on this field that we haven't seen yet or even heard of yet, we have a student section on the outside of the stands that have kind of gathered with signs up against the fence for the Blue Jays here. 2nd and 10 for the Blue Jays. Ball is on the Spartan 44-yard line. Quarterback fakes a handoff down low and tries to run it to the outside where he's met by Drew Schneider, and Drew brings him down.
Yeah, it was good pressure up the middle there. Looked like Tanner Rausch was in there to get some pressure up there, and then Drew does a great job in finishing the tackle, drives him back. Loss of maybe 1 on the play.
D-line did a great job that time of washing down to the ball carrier where he was running. That's one of the things that we haven't probably seen as much of this game was the D-line washing out, and they did a really good job of it that time. That was good to see.
That brings up a 3rd and long for the Blue Jays here. Spartans have to stop them here in the last 3rd and long they picked up on the quarterback run. Got to make sure we stay home.
3rd and 11 for the Blue Jays. And they're going to be throwing this one. Pressure by Schneider. Dumps it off quick. Brought down by Brady Lynn for a loss. And that brings up 4th down.
Yes, that was good. Great recognition by Brady as the running back tried leaking out there for a screen, it looked like, and Brady read it all the way. Tackles him for a loss of 4 there. That'll bring up 4th down for the Blue Jays.
And since they're going with the wind on this, I got to imagine they're going to punt. And they're going to try to pin Rocori way down into their own near their own goal line on this. Ball is on the Blue Jay 47, so it's not like it would take too much of a punt here to get him down there.
And Luke's back here to return. Hopefully we can get a big gain here to start our offense up in a good position. Punt is away. It's high. Luke fields it around the 10, reverses track. Jukes makes a move. A flag on the play, and he's out around the 15-yard line.
That was an interesting catch there by Luke. He caught the ball and tried to run backwards almost toward the goal line to try to get around the wing, or the bottom end of our field here, before he reversed track and went back upfield the way he originally started. We do have a flag on the play. And that's going to go against Rocori for a block in the back. One of the things that I felt is very interesting here, and I know it's a spectator thing more than anything, but last Friday night and again this Friday, we've had a lot of flags thrown by the officiating crews both nights.
Yeah, and talking to Coach Herberg before the game, he said it's all the around the crew, who they are, and if they think that safety is being an issue during the game, that they're going to throw a few more flags. So this crew looks like they're going to make sure nothing gets by them.
1st and 10 for the Spartans. They're back on their own 3-yard line right now. Handoff goes to Humbert, who tries to get up the middle. I think he pretty much got stuffed at the line of scrimmage there.
Yeah, offensive line didn't look like they stayed on their blocks for that long. We got to make sure we're staying on the blocks and driving the feet.
For our viewers, as you can see, we do have the score and the quarter on the bottom of the screen. A new addition brought in by Adam Haugen, our technical genius back here that we're working with. But there is 6 minutes and 25 seconds left in the second quarter. 2nd down and 10 for the Spartans. Ball still on their 3-yard line. No gain the last play. Cam takes a snap, and I have a feeling that's going to be a false start.
Yeah, try to get him to jump off sides a couple times there. Might have confused our lineman, and indeed so. Not much farther back we can go, as we'll go back up to the 2-yard line.
Now we're basically half the distance right now where we just were, so we'll be faced with, I think, 3rd and 11, or 2nd and 11, excuse me, because we'll replay that play. Spartans need to really get a surge off the ball here. They need to stay on sides, number 1, but really get a big block off the ball. Typical set for the Spartans, 2 to the right, split wide. Cam takes the ball himself. Gets around to the outside. Gave it off to Humbert. And we got flags on the play again. So we actually have 2 fouls on the play. It was an incomplete forward pass instead of a pitch. That would have been legal. And we have an unsportsmanlike conduct on a Rocori Spartan once the play ended. Coach is on the sidelines for Rocori questioning the calls. Trying to get some kind of clarification as to what's going on there.
Yeah, tempers are flaring here as coaches and players are yelling at each other from sideline to sideline here.
Part of the physicality of the game, I think, when we start running into 2 teams who are really pounded type athletes where the strength is just equally matched. Neither team is really used to that, but they're getting very, very physical inside. This brings up a long 4th and 12 for the Spartans right now. 3rd and 12 for the Spartans right now.
Yeah, and I think the way that the Blue Jays have their defense here, pressuring the line of scrimmage, they don't play with 2 deep safeties like in a normal defense. So I think seams would work here, corner routes, something up the middle is where the weakness is in this Waseca defense.
Well, they're playing off on defense quite a bit. Corners and D-backs are playing off almost 12 yards, giving us plenty of room to run. We just need our blocking up front. Cam fumbles the snap and runs it out of the back of the end zone for a safety. You know, Rocori really just had some mental mistakes on that drive that just really, really hurt us.
Yeah, and I think we just got to take care of these little things like the penalties that really put us in a bad situation, bumping ourselves even back farther, closer to the goal line. Didn't have much room to work with. We were not set up for success on that drive.
When you take yourself out of the game with your own mental mistakes like this, it really does take a number. It just take a toll on your whole offensive and defensive scheme. You know, we as Spartans, Coach James Herberg, master of adversity and overcoming adversity, has now got his whole team almost huddled up on the sidelines over there and really trying to pump them back up. Hey, forget about it. Let's move on. And you had a quote last week that Coach Herberg always said of bend, don't break.
Yeah, and that's something he really preaches to us. Like if a team's driving on us, ground and pound, gets us into the red zone, what our job is, we just we'll bend, but we won't give up the touchdown. That's where we pride ourselves on defense, is the bend but don't break mentality.
And folks, we have about 5 minutes and 42 seconds left in the second quarter, but stay with us at halftime. We'll have a guest with us, Coach Nick Tylutke. We'll be talking about 9th grade football. They've already had 2 games as well. We'll talk a little bit about our strength program and just how much progress these kids have made. And also, James Herberg, we did an interview with him throughout the week, and he came back with some good information about his hashtags and how he runs his programming. Last year's hashtag of all in, and this year, B90. So we'll get a little bit more definition on what those mean. Spartans set to kick off after the safety that they just took. Connor Moschke ready to kick off again. And he gets it up into the air, aiming toward those sidelines again. And again, we have flags on the kick.
Now, this has got to be something that they practice, him kicking towards the sideline, as this is like the 4th kick that has gone out of bounds around the same area.
And now we take a penalty because the ball lands out of bounds. And it looks like they're going to re-kick it again. We agree with you, Caitlin Jungles. These kids are getting bigger, faster, stronger, more powerful, and they're all around just becoming better and better athletes. You know, the wind is dying down just a hair here. The flags quite aren't blowing off the flagpole anymore like they almost were before. But the temp's also dropping as the sun's kind of setting. It is a little overcast here. The field lights are already on, which is a fairly early time to get that cooking for the night. 5 minutes and 42 seconds left in the second quarter. Spartans up 14-2 over the Waseca Blue Jays. Connor Moschke set to kick off after the safety that the Rocori Spartans just took after fumbling the ball out of bounds behind the end zone.
Another low kick. Number 23 picks it up. And Connor makes the tackle at the 45-yard line. Good hustle by the kicker.
He's got some speed, I'll tell you, Connor, getting down there after he kicks the ball, and first guy down the field to make the tackle on top of it. What a great play by him.
Yeah, that is quite unusual, as usually the kicker is the last line of defense.
Huge help getting the starting the Waseca Blue Jays on their side of the field here. They'll take over on their own 46-yard line for a 1st and 10. Spartan defense really, really needing to get a hold here and get that ball back into our offensive hands in Blue Jay territory. Nothing changing in alignment for formations for the Blue Jays on offense. Quarterback will take it right up the middle of the field again on a keeper and pick up almost 5 yards on the play.
Yeah, and they're going back to that time and time again as it's getting solid yards for the Blue Jays.
Spartan defense doesn't seem to be doing too much changing in their formations or in their alignments. The physicality is where we need to be, though, right? We need to keep up that physical play up front, really stand up the offensive line and get rid of them to make those hits.
Yeah, and that was one of the things Coach Herberg told me before the game. He said that the physicality, like I said before, has to be matched by the Blue Jays. It's a run on the outside, and Tegan Drano makes the tackle on the outside, wraps him up.
Brady Blattner assisting on that tackle, and again, good sportsmanship there. Brady helping up the guy that made the run that he tackled. So this will bring up 3rd down and 3 for the Blue Jays. Spartans need one more big stop here. Dig into this physicality that the Spartans have. These big, strong boys up front need to show off some of that strength right about now.
Right here, we got to watch out for number 4. It'll be a good time to go back to him. Tucker's playing off. Give him the respect of the speed. Quarterback will take it up the middle, and he is going to fall forward for maybe a yard.
Might have been a fumble on the play. And maybe they called him down on that. There's a herd of players in there. It was really difficult to see what was going on, but now we got a 4th and 2 for the Blue Jays. Spartan defense really needing to step up here, and Blue Jays call a timeout to talk this one over. That's the Blue Jays' 2nd timeout of the half.
This would be a very big stop for the Spartans if we could take over around midfield here, try and score before half, get a 3-score lead here.
You know, Dylan, thanks for the comment, about how sad it is that times have changed. The bonus is, though, we've been able to get a live stream up and going for people to watch across the country to see their grandsons, their nephews, their buddies, any friends of the family, and just friends in general, watch them play when they can't be here in person. So we're very, very fortunate that we've had the partnership we have with River of Life and be able to live stream this game for everybody to see, and for Adam Haugen to be with us the last 2 games last week and tonight as well, to be able to handle all the technical support for this. Spartans are going to really, really have to dig deep here. It's 4th and 2 for the Blue Jays. They're going to try to come up with something big to keep this drive going for them. 3 minutes left in the second quarter, with the Spartans leading 14-2. Again, stick with us at halftime. We'll have guest coach on the mic with us here, Nick Tylutke, one of the 9th grade football coaches, will be joining us. Both teams to the line of scrimmage, 4th and 2.
Looks like they're going with the I form here. Little pitch to the running back, and he picks it up.
Definitely a set power run to pick that up. They had all the blocking they needed up front, and they kind of just ran it right up our throats.
Yeah, it was a good play design as they went to the I formation, which they haven't shown yet, to pick up the 1st down there on 4th and short.
Spartan defense taking the appropriate measures up front to try to make the adjustments they need to. Blue Jays take over 1st and 10. And they're looking at a flea flicker. They're going deep to Tucker Hokinson's side over there, who Tucker knocks it away. What an athletic, great play. Once again, the receiver that Tucker's on has to be a few inches taller than Tucker, maybe about 3 or 4 inches. But Tucker is hanging right with him.
Yeah, that was a great play. He uses athleticism to jump up there and knock the ball away. He did a great job staying home once they pitched that ball, and was in a great position to defend that ball, which he did very well.
It's the first time we've seen any kind of a trick play in the last 2 weeks of football from the teams we've played against. Blue Jays coming up on 2nd and 10. Ball's on the Spartan 38-yard line. 2 minutes and 30 seconds left in the second quarter.
And the quarterback keeps it himself on the outside. Tackled for around a gain of 3.
It seems to me they have a few kids lining back up as quarterback on there. They have this number, was it 12, I believe? He's one of them, and they've also had another kid running the ball back there, taking a couple snaps too here and there. But either way, they got some wheels in the backfield, and it really makes getting around the outside a little easier for them and a little more difficult for us to get there.
Yeah, and the boys have been doing a good job staying home, too, on these reverses and tosses. So Spartans have been doing a very good job covering those. There'll be a handoff here on the right side, number 18. And looks like the ball came out.
Ball definitely popped out on that one. It was well before the whistle. Let's see what the ruling is on this, because the Rocori Spartans did recover that. And they're again saying that he was down before the ball popped out. So now this is the second time that's happened.
That'll be a 4th and 2 again for the Blue Jays here.
Spartan defense needing to step up to make this stop, create a wall up front. They got a single back in the backfield. Quarterback's going to take it himself following his blockers. And this might be a measurement on this one. This is going to be pretty close depending on the spot they give on the ball. This one's going to be awfully close, Matt, but they do give him the first down.
Yeah, the way the quarterback got up, he kind of knew that should be a first down.
Spartan defense, these last two offensive series, both the one previous to this and the one we're currently in, have taken a lot of energy out of the Spartan defense. 1st and 10 for the Blue Jays. They're looking to throw the ball. Quarterback dropping out to the left. And sacked, brought down hard by Spartan defense. Looked like Caleb Dockendorf coming in behind and smoked him pretty good on that one.
Yeah, great job getting pressure on the outsides by both ends, and we tackle him for a short gain there.
Boy, it was a hard hit by Caleb. I hate to see if that quarterback would have been in a different position. He might not have gotten up so quickly.
Yeah, it's good to see out of Caleb bringing in the physicality.
Caleb, another big, strong kid, standing at about 6'2", 6'3", and just has some good beef to him as well. This brings up a 2nd and 9 for the Blue Jays. Under a minute to go in the second quarter here. Quarterback again looking to throw. Pitches it out to the right side. Number 18 picks up, probably about 7 yards on that play.
Luke pushes him out. It's a good job staying home again on the outside there. Honestly thought they were going to go back to number 4 there, who's running a comeback on Tucker, and it looked like he was open.
Yeah, you're right. He was open, and Tucker had just given him a little too much cushion there, so we were fortunate enough for him to go short distance on that. 3rd and 4, ball's on the 22-yard line of the Spartans, 49 seconds to go in the second quarter. Quarterback's got a light back in the backfield. He's going to throw it this time, and he hits number 4 for a short gain. Might be enough for a first down.
Yeah, he runs the same route, the comeback route. A little shorter this time so he can get the first down. It looks like he has picked up the first down. This has been a very good drive for Waseca on the Rocori defense here.
They've done a pretty decent job mixing up the run and pass play both and being very unpredictable for our Rocori defense, which is one of the things that Coach Shannon Humbert for the Spartans told me about before the game. They're very unpredictable in what they do, which makes it a little tougher for us to pick up on their keys.
Yeah, and with their speed and size that they have on both sides of the ball, they are allowed to do things that ordinary teams would not be able to.
1st and 10 for the Blue Jays. Ball on the Spartans' 16-yard line. 44 seconds left in the second quarter. They have one back in the backfield. Quarterback's going to take it and look to throw or keep, and it looks like he decides to keep it around the outside edge. Brought down by Hokanson and Luke Humbert for another first down.
Yeah, and his speed on the outside there was definitely showing off on this last play as he beats our guy to the edge and picks up a good gain there to bring it into the red zone.
It's interesting that our pursuit around to the outside of play, we're having a hard time shedding blockers and getting to the ball carrier and making that tackle. Something that we actually have done pretty well on in the past. This brings up a first down. 3 yards. Ball is on the 3-yard line for the Blue Jays. And they're able to punch it in for a touchdown.
And they go with the toss on the outside there. Luke fills the gap on the edge there, but he just gets a little too far upfield, and they walk it in basically for a Blue Jay touchdown.
And as they line up for their 2-point conversion, they also have an offset formation here. They have about half their team on the ball and half the team split way out to the left. Fumble the snap. And the play goes dead. So the 2-point conversion is a fail for the Blue Jays. You know, it seems like both Big Lake and Waseca like to run into that C gap area. For those of you that don't know what that is, if you start yourself right next to the center where they hike the ball, on either side of the center, that's your A gap. And then each gap from there on to the outside is a letter. So you got A, B, C, and D, and further out. And that C gap run is where we have a lot of issues with our ends trying to do a contain and maybe getting blocked and washed out.
Yeah, and with our 5-man front there, it's going to be a little bit more difficult as we have to make sure we keep in check the tight end too, because with all these guys in the backfield, we have to make sure we're in the strong or weak side and that we're lined up correctly. So it's a lot to think about as a defensive player.
Yeah, I agree with you there. But also something that we practice daily, right? So, football has a lot of X's and O's to it, and the academics behind football is something that every coach tries to focus on with their kids when they're doing their position chalk talks and film sessions and just prepping for the next game to come up. So Spartans set to return after the Blue Jay touchdown. There's 31 seconds left in second quarter. Spartans lead 14-8, as you see on the bottom of your screen. And Blue Jays are set to kick off.
Kick is away. Fielded by Luke at the goal line. This is where Luke can be very dangerous. Makes a move on the outside. Tries to reverse his field. Still on his feet. And is taken down around the 15-yard line.
Luke is such a shifty runner. He does some great things when he's out there with the ball. It just blows my mind how he's able to change direction so quickly. There's now 19 seconds left in the second quarter. Luke has a 14-yard return. And, folks, again, stay with us for our halftime broadcast here. We'll have assistant, one of the ninth grade coaches, Nick Tyluki, giving us a little bit of a rundown with the ninth grade football season. We'll talk some strength program, some weightlifting information, and give him kind of an update on that as well. And talking to James Herberg about his program philosophies. 1st and 10 for the Spartans. Cam Bauer takes the snap, gets a handoff to Brady Lynn up the middle. Brady breaks the tackle up from the front. He's got a good pickup here. If he can keep going, brings the ball across the 30-yard line.
Yeah, great run by Brady here, which will lead to a Rocori timeout.
You know, the Spartans were signaling for a timeout about 3 seconds earlier than what the officials actually called it. There's 14 seconds left in the second quarter. Spartans get their timeout to talk about this, to see if we can't get at least close enough for another touchdown strike on this last drive. Matt, last year as you were part of the Spartan football team, you guys had a slogan or a hashtag that you guys all bought into. It was called All In. And that's one of the things that James has been really big on. I know you have your interpretation of that, and we're going to hear Coach Herberg's as well. How did the team rally around that last year?
Yeah, you know, growing up, we always knew that we had a shot to be something special. And with this slogan, this All In, Coach got us all to buy in and become basically a family within our team here at Rocori. And we're just fighting for our brothers out there to our right and our left. And it's definitely a family aspect that he brought into it, and that we're fighting for each other each play. So, yeah, it was a very fun slogan, as it brought us all together. And we still talk to each other very close to this day.
One of the things that Coach Herberg does so well is he does bring a family aspect to this team, and it is a brotherhood among these players. And the coaches are like fathers of these players, and they're such good role models. And that's all the way through our entire program. I feel like that happens and starts in 6th, 7th grade and just continues all the way through these kids in graduating high school. Officials having a little conversation here with the coaches before we come out of this timeout. Spartans decide to huddle back up because the conversation is taking a while here with the Waseca head coach. This is one of the longer timeouts I've seen take place. Spartans come up to the line of scrimmage, ready to go. 14 seconds left in the second quarter. 1st and 10 for Rocori. Ball on their own 31-yard line. They are set up in trips right. Tucker Hokinson split out to the left.
Still waiting for the scoreboard.
I don't know if it's a scoreboard, if it's the officiating crew, or if it's who we're waiting on here, to be honest. Okay, they did reset the clock to 17 seconds, so that's good that they gave the Spartans back those 3 seconds that we talked about initially. Cam Bauer set to take the snap. And he's going to Tucker Hokinson, who catches the ball around the outside of the field, and he's going to get up the field quick. He's past the 50-yard line and out of bounds about the 50 or 45-yard line of the Blue Jays.
Yeah, Blue Jays bring the pressure, which allows Tucker to leak out on the left side there for a big gain. He was wide open, stiff arms a guy, and gets down to around the 45-yard line.
That trips right decoy is always a nice little option for us to have. Now 11 seconds left in the second quarter. Rocori will take over at 1st and 10. And now we have an official timeout. It's like we have a kink in the chains here.
Yeah, and on that last play, that was a good recognition by Cam as he saw the blitz and got rid of the ball as soon as he could, leaving Tucker wide open for the huge gain for the Spartans here.
I don't know if the chains got a knot in them down here or what happened. But Spartans decided to huddle back up. Officials are ready to go, and Spartans will take the line of scrimmage again. 1st and down, 1st and 10. Ball is on the Blue Jay 45-yard line. 11 seconds left in the quarter until half. Spartans have trips split to the right. Tucker Hokinson by himself on the left. Brady Lynn in the backfield. Cam takes the snap. He's looking to throw. And he's going deep to Tucker Hokinson, who makes the catch and is in between about the 2-yard line.
Great catch by Tucker as he just completely destroys his guy, gets by him. An amazing pass by Cam, just perfectly placed. Tucker with the big gain again. This is going to be a connection we'll be seeing all year.
Again, the Cam-Tucker connection is successful, bringing the ball down to about the 1 or 2 yard line. 3 seconds left in the quarter, setting the Spartans up for an opportunity to score going into the half. Spartans call a timeout again to set up another play. Folks, please feel free to keep interacting with us in the chat. Let us know where you're watching from. Again, our halftime show here, we'll have a conversation with Coach Nick Tylutke, 9th grade football coach, along with Greg Spanier, Will Kleinschmidt. Nick will be live with us on the broadcast, and we'll talk a little bit about their season and how that's gone for them so far in their last 2 games, as well as talking about our strength program a little bit this summer and how that's gone for us as well. We'll have a little bit of feedback from James Herberg in an interview throughout the week. And then that'll bring us into the third quarter already. Spartans take the line of scrimmage. 3 seconds left in the second quarter. Lining up, trips right. Tucker Hokinson included on those trips in the right. Campbell take the snap. Brady Lynn in the backfield, Solak. Cam takes the snap, and he's going to look to run it. And he's in!
Touchdown, Camden Bauer. Great run on the left side, basically untouched, and it is 21-8 now. Spartans are up.
What a great decoy play again, running that trips lineman, just bringing the defense over to that side of the field. Cam taking it to the opposite side as a trips and running it into the end zone for his first touchdown of the day.
Yeah, that's a great play design as the Blue Jays like to stack the line of scrimmage there, so getting them in the trips, spreading their defense out, allows Camden to sneak in for the touchdown on the left side. That was a great designed play.
Spartans going for 2 in their offset alignment. Most of their players are shifted off to the left. They have 3 guys besides the center on the right-hand side of the field. Cam's going to take the snap for the 2-pointer. We got a man in motion. It's Philippine. He's going to take the handoff. He's going to try to get around the outside and scores a 2-point conversion.
Yeah, he goes in untouched. Great play, as we did the motion in the last time to get him with the fake, and this time we do it. Great job by the Spartans in the first half.
Spartans up 22-8, and it's now halftime. What a great job by the Rocori Spartans. The defense setting things off right away, setting the tone for the game, moving right into the offensive battle that we've had and trying to get people setting up and ready to go as well. Got Nick Tylutke. Coach Nick Tylutke is here with us today, and he's going to be doing our guest interview. Coach Nick Tylutke with the 9th grade football team. Let's first start talking about that, Nick. You've had 2 games so far this season, and you guys didn't have much turnaround time between those 2 games.
We didn't. We had a Friday, our first game on Saturday morning at Big Lake, and then our next game was scheduled for Piers on Monday. We had Chisago Lakes originally scheduled for Thursday, which would have been yesterday, but they had to cancel, so we had to scramble, and luckily had one at Piers, but only gave us Sunday to rest. So
that's not a lot of time at all, and with that quick turnaround, you guys are also playing, my understanding is you've played sophomore teams. You haven't played other freshman teams.
Both Big Lake and Piers have their JV programs aren't going right now, or they don't have enough guys healthy to play. So we've our 9th grade team has been playing sophomores from around the area. So we've been learning a lot. It's a good challenge. Kids have really stepped up and have gotten better because of it.
Yeah, that's good. And when you can play a year ahead of you like that and gain that experience early, what a great benefit that's going to be to us later. How are we doing with injuries playing against the older kids?
Actually, really well. I think with our strength program throughout the summer, the kids came in great condition. They worked hard for the last 2 months to get ready for the season, and we're good to go. We're playing really well against upperclassmen.
That's great. Now you guys have a break until next Thursday, correct?
That's right. Yeah, we'll be at Wilmer on Thursday.
Perfect. And then our Spartan varsity team will play at Wilmer that following night, Friday night. So let's talk about that summer strength program that we run. Coach Nick Tylutke and I, we kind of head that up along with a few of our other coaches. We really faced quite a summer of adversity trying to get around the whole COVID process with MDH and the CDC and all the guidelines. What was your take on that?
Well, I can't take much credit for it. You're the mind behind that, the mastermind. I was just lucky enough to, be part of the program and help out. But yeah, it was definitely a challenge. It seemed like every day we were facing something new. We didn't know what the next game was going to bring. We did a nice job of splitting up the room and limiting the number of people that were allowed in the weight room at one time, and it actually became extremely efficient by the end of the summer. And I think that it might change some things for the future, the way we do business.
Yeah, I agree. I think we were one of the first programs actually in the state to be in a weight room running our strength and conditioning program, and really trying to get our kids as much advantage as possible by getting stronger and faster and developing speed. That first week, we were able to only work with 9 kids per hour, which really kind of set us back compared to our normal, new groupings of like 50 to 60 kids in an hour.
Exactly, and as much work as it was, you did a brunt of the work there. But you guys were in there until probably 3 o'clock in the afternoon some days, starting at 7 in the morning. So I wasn't able to stay for the entire time. But you guys did the work. Thankfully, things changed, and we were able to get this 3 groups in there and get out at a reasonable time. Yeah,
and I should mention, Nick has done a great job in helping with our programming as well and developing our 8 to 9 week programs that we have. We work together on that very, very, very closely, making sure that we can deliver the best programming for our athletes as possible. And Nick's background as well in powerlifting and the success that he's seen in that and over the years has been one of the biggest benefits to having you on our coaching staff, because you're able to really be in the athlete's position and know these programs, and the fatigue and the volume and the lifting that we're doing is all kind of fresh with where you're at.
Yeah, so I don't have any credentials other than my 20-some years of experience. But yeah, I've kind of learned a lot from trial and error, and our program has evolved a lot in the last 8 years that I've been there. We bounce ideas off each other, and I think we've got a really good thing going. The kids are, especially this year, have gotten extremely strong. in an 8-week period, and now in our kind of our maintenance phase, still seeing some strength gains. But I think we've got a good thing going.
Yeah, I agree. And this summer, breaking things up the way we did and focusing on both speed at the same time as strength and flip-flopping groups to be able to do that was a true advantage for us in picking up a lot of our pieces we were missing maybe in years past. We've always done our plyometric and our lifting pieces, but then to add in the speed component was a big benefit to us.
I agree. I think that the speed work that was done by Coach Herberg and other coaches has really helped with the active rest. Good dynamic movement for the kids, probably some good recovery in there, so it has been a great benefit to us.
Yeah, and we're seeing it out on the field the last couple of games here for our kids is they really never stopped lifting or stopped their speed training at all. We've been going since June 8th, and we've continued all the way through, and our kids are still in the off-season, that were in the off-season lifting are still in-season lifting now. And I should also mention that our girls program, our female program, the numbers were excellent there too, and their strength gains were pretty phenomenal.
They have. I think all around we had some great strength gains, women included. There are some freakishly strong females at Rocori. It's cool to see them, start as freshmen and then end as seniors with crazy lifts. So it's been a lot of fun to be part of that.
It's always fun to see the girls look at the record board and get excited about trying to lift more and heavier to try to make it up there themselves one day.
Exactly. And ladies, don't be afraid of lifting weights. You're not going to get big and bulky. It takes a heck of a lot of food to get big and bulky, so don't be afraid to lift.
One of the battles we always face for sure. Well, Nick, I wanted to thank you for joining us at halftime here for a little update on the 9th grade football team, and you've been such an asset to our program. And although Nick is he's not on the teaching staff at Rocori, but has kids in the school district and has lived in the community for so long, and we just really appreciate everything that he brings to both football and strength training and all the other elements that he's been a part of. I know he's coached some baseball, and he's even done some things with basketball too. So we're grateful to have Nick in our programming.
I'm lucky to be part of this program, be part of the Rocori family. Go 9th grade football.
All right, thanks, Nick. Appreciate your time. One of the things we talked about on the broadcast before was Coach James Herberg and his philosophy of last year being all in and having that hashtag of all in and what that means and what that does to our team as a whole and creates this dynamic and this atmosphere of family and brotherhood. And now this year, after our state tournament run last year, the new hashtag is B90. So I'm going to get a soundbite here going so you can get an opportunity to hear from James in an interview this past week what that sounds like.
Last year. It resonated so much with our team that we kept it as a staple for our football program this year and for years to come as long as I'm the head coach. It's really a mentality and a mindset, devoting yourself with everything you have to the task at hand. Obviously, the focus for us was mainly on football, but we constantly talked and preached about how this is so much greater than that. Being all in as a friend, a student, a community member, someday being all in as a husband or a father. We keep the letter I as a lowercase because it's not about I or me. Being all in is about serving those around you, teammates, families, friends.
And again, that's Coach Herberg talking about what it means to be all in, which was the hashtag slogan for last season as the Spartans won the state championship last year. James is a very progressive coach, and he's always looking for the next thing to bring his team in unity together. This year, his slogan, his hashtag, his motto is B90. So let's hear what he has to say about what it means to B90.
B90 is our hashtag motto this year. It was selected after winning the state title last year, and it really couldn't have been more fitting of a hashtag as the 2020 calendar year has presented so many challenges in our lives. B90 represents an iceberg in which we really only see the top part of an iceberg. Only 10% is visible, but the real size and structure is the 90% below water. These are the things people don't see: effort, hard work, dedication, learning, injury, pain, disappointment, failure, sacrifice, etc. But that 90% is what shapes us. Everyone sees the visible 10%, But that's not what makes us up or defines us as people. It's the work below the surface, just like an iceberg that demonstrates who we are. Everything below the surface matters just as much as what people see in the 10% on the surface. That's B90.
In talking with James, I've been nothing short of impressed with everything that he's brought into our system, with everything that he's been able to accomplish in our programming, and to really just have a all-encompassing approach to having students lead the team. He's really, really focused on coaches being mentors, but really getting the most bang for our buck as students being leaders, these athletes leading themselves and leading each other. And that's where the family atmosphere and the brotherhood comes in. That's where he's done such an amazing job of instilling this program and these components. These family groups that he has in the Captain's Council. James now has, started last year, and Matt, you can comment on this as well. He developed what was called a Captain's Council, in which kids could apply to be a part of this Captain's Council, and they had to write a one-page paper on what they thought it meant to be a leader and what they can bring to that leadership role. By doing that, James was able to select his Captain's Council who would meet weekly with him. They would talk about things like, how is it going? What are the issues we need to be talking about? How are the leadership components that we're putting in working? And he really was open and frank with his seniors that did this Captain's Council. One of the other components that he does with this group is they do a family group draft. So, Matt, you were part of the family group draft. Do you want to explain that process and what that means?
Yeah, so the family group draft, it was like where we'd have our captains, and then we'd select players to our family groups. And it was a super fun experience because we got to get closer with some guys that we didn't know, like underclassmen. So it was a good idea doing that. And then I was also on the Captain's Council last year. It's a great way to figure out any internal problems within the team, if there is any. It was fun making like decisions like for pizza and stuff like that, because we could choose when we had our little get-togethers and stuff. So it was a great way to just get to know the guys even more. Like, we've been going to school for how long, but it was just fun to be a part of something special like that.
And one of the other things that James does with his Captain's Council is he allows different groups to choose the music each week in practice. They have music going on at practice each week, and if you were to go back there and listen, you'll hear the biggest variety of music you've ever heard. Everything from country to hard rock to rap to R&B, you name it, they're playing it back there. And they create playlists for the season. And then, of course, they have to eat, right? Pizza's the big thing. Tell us about the pizza feed.
Yeah, it's a great way to continue bonding with each other. There are pizza parties and things like that. And we had our team meals that we did too before each game on Thursdays last year. I don't know how they're doing it this year with COVID.
Yeah, we're not right now.
Yeah, so last year especially, that was super fun doing pasta every week on Thursday nights before games. So, yeah, Herberg's brought in so many different great aspects to the team. I'm really excited for the Spartan football future.
That's one of the things I think James does so well is being a master of overcoming adversity, but also bringing people together in unity to overcome that obstacle and join in and overcoming the adversity as a team and as a group. And that's one of the things I think James has probably had most success in, and that's what drives his success in his team, is his kids just being so devoted to one another and the goal of the group and staying steady in achieving that goal. You know, in every aspect of his leadership program, it's all student athlete and kid driven. And if you don't have player leadership in a program like that, it's not going to go anywhere very quickly. So James has done a very, very good job, and his coaching staff is second to none. They are extremely positive. They are energetic. They are passionate, and they just do such a fantastic job checking in with the kids all day, every day, being there for them, trying to help them meet their needs, focus on family, friends, academics. It's just all-encompassing, socially and competitively as an athlete as well.
Yeah, and being part of the Spartan football program, it's definitely been a huge impact on my life, as I'm still connected with coaches and community members and even players on the team still. even if, since I was a senior last year, even the juniors that are seniors this year, we grew such a close bond. It's unexplainable if you haven't been there, but it's just a great feeling overall, and I'll never take for granted anything that that I got to take advantage of in the Rocori's football program.
Well, you couldn't have said it better, Matt. One of the things that Matt will never tell you because he's such a humble person. So James Herberg requires 6 hours of community service per year by his athletes. This year, the opportunities were to help move furniture into Richmond Elementary School and in and out of Cold Spring Elementary School before the school year started. Prior to that, Matt put in 60 hours his junior and senior year. 60 hours his junior year, 60 hours his senior year of community service, and there's no person that was more devoted to that service than Matt Hennon. And a lot of people will never even know that. So it's pretty amazing that he's able to keep being that humble and devote that much time to his community. Very great to see. We have about 20 seconds left here. We're going to take just a short break before we start up with the second half.
Yeah, it's great.
As we prepare for the second half, just to protect our health and safety, spectators, please social distance in the bleachers. Families can all sit together.
We have about another 100 devices on YouTube. I haven't seen this get higher than 170. Yeah. With only about 40 on YouTube. Yeah, one or two. Maybe they shipped it over. About 100 on YouTube right now. Yeah, you can comment on that one. I have not seen any. There's not a lot of comments. There's like 6.
And we are back. 20 seconds left at halftime here before we enter into the third quarter. Chris Pendergast, I definitely agree with you on this. Yeah, Matt definitely earned that $500 scholarship from Farmers Insurance last year for all the community service that he put in. What are we looking forward to this second half, Matt? What do you think the changes will be made?
Yeah, obviously our physicality, we got to continue to pound out drives on offense and get some stops on defense. I think offensively we're doing a great job moving the ball. We just want to consistently be running the ball better here in the second half, as we do have quite a big lead here. The run game will be important here in the second half.
I agree. Our defense does need to step up, and our offense still needs to keep making some tracks as well. Blue Jays set to kick off as we start the third quarter. Luke Humbert, deep for Rocori, along with Drew Schneider. Drew takes the kick, fumbles it, picks it back up, makes a couple of moves here and there, and gets almost out to the 30-yard line. We do have a flag on the play. That was great concentration to pick that ball back up and turn a 15-yard run into that. And it looks like we have a penalty goal against the Spartans again.
Illegal block in the back on the Spartans here.
And it looks like they're going to be from the spot of the foul. So wherever the foul took place, which looks like it's about the 17-yard line, 16-yard line maybe. And taking it back from there, which pretty much negates any return that Schneider had on that play.
Yeah, and these little things, we gotta cut down on these little penalties like this. These can be drive killers here. We already started back a little bit deep, and now with the penalty, we're started at around the 10-yard line.
I agree. We really got to contain these, get our mental shape back into action here. Spartans taking over 1st and 10. Bauer ready to take the snap for the Spartans. It's a handoff to Humbert, who's tripped up in the backfield.
Yeah, looks like the Blue Jays brought pressure again, went 6 versus our 5, so it was a one-on-one tackle there, and the defender made a good play.
I want to say hello to Glenetta watching from Texas, supporting Josh Venable tonight, as well as Julie Fleming watching from Florida. Thank you for tuning in, both of you. This will bring up 2nd and 11 for the Spartans on offense. Back to our what we're calling for this game, our traditional offensive formation of 2 split out to the right, 1 split out to the left, single back. It's like Humbert in the backfield. Cam takes a snap. He's looking to throw, and he's going to Philippi across the middle of the field. And that's an incomplete pass.
Yeah, and that's the Blue Jays' weakness in their defense is the seams up the middle. That was a good attempt by the Spartans to try and utilize that.
That slant play that Philippi ran was pretty much spot on. The Blue Jay defender just got his arm in there to knock it down just in time. That brings up 3rd and 11 for the Spartans. For those of you just tuning back in, we've just started the third quarter. 11 minutes left in the third quarter. Spartans leading 22-8. As you can see on the bottom of your screen, you should have the score, and it says third quarter. Spartans offense ready to take the snap. Cam in the backfield all by himself this time. And it looks like he's going to run it out to the right. We miss a few blocks, though, and Cam is sacked. And he is sacked in the end zone. They give him forward progress, which brings him out to the 1-yard line. Got lucky on that, though.
Yeah, here we got to go max protection here, so this punt does not get blocked, as looks like Moschke does not have a lot of room in the back of the end zone.
He's maybe got a yard behind him, if that, in the back of the end zone. But we were grateful to have the opportunity to have that forward progress there. Moschke's going to take the snap. He's going to try to boot one out of here, and he does get a low line drive kick out of the end zone with a good Spartan bounce. Fielded at the 35 by the Blue Jays, fumbled, but he did recover it on his own.
Yeah, and it all goes back to that kickoff at the beginning where we got the block in the back that started us off in a pretty bad position offensively, started at the 10-yard line, and now having the 3 and out and having a punt. The Blue Jays have a terrific field right here. We gotta cut down on these mental mistakes.
Defense is going to be really, really needed right now, especially off the first play of the second half. Need them to step up against this Blue Jay offense. Blue Jays step up to the line of scrimmage. 1st and 10, ball on the Spartans' 35-yard line. And what we're calling this game as well as the Blue Jay traditional formation on offense. Quarterback keeper up the middle of the field, and he's going to be picking up yardage here. We just have a hard time stopping that quarterback keeper up the middle.
Yeah, he is a very good runner. He's quick. He's elusive. He gets up the gut like that. It was a good design play again here as he brings it up close to a first down for 9 yards.
Sheila Corder, we're happy that you're comfy and watching the game from your couch in Cold Spring. The wind has died off here in Waseca. The temps are still holding steady at mid-30s, but at least we don't have the wind to contend with. Spartans take the defensive side of the ball. Motion for offense on the Blue Jays, and they're going to give it on a dive up the middle. And 32 picks up yet another Blue Jay first down.
And it looks like there's a Blue Jay down on the field.
We have an injured player as a trainer takes the field. Angela Blattner, thank you so much. We are so grateful and blessed to be able to broadcast and live stream this game. Spartans head off to the side of the field while the injury is tended to for the Blue Jay player. Quick reminder, we're also broadcasting this live stream on YouTube on the River Youth YouTube channel. We'll drop that link into the comments one more time. So for those of you that want to access it on YouTube, you certainly can. But we do appreciate your feedback on the Facebook live stream, so please keep that chat open. Another interesting start to the second half here for the Spartans. Coming up right away with a penalty on the kick return. Not how we hoped to start the half. But regardless, this is where we are. As the Blue Jay player is carried off the field. Renee, we'll go ahead and flash the roster up on the screen one more time as well so you can get a quick view of who our players are on the field. We got a 2nd and 1 for the Blue Jay offense here. Blue Jays set up in the offense. They're packing it in tight. They do not have any receivers split out wide. Definitely going to be a run play. And they bobble the ball. They fumble it. Picked up by Luke Humbert. What a great heads-up play by Luke Humbert. Picked it up on the run during the bobble. And now the Spartans will take over 1st and 10.
Yeah, they tried doing that reverse where they pitched it to him coming on the outside, and he was bobbling it as he was running, and he just couldn't get a hold of it. And Luke picks it up for the Spartans, and we'll take over at the 30-yard line.
Great heads-up play by Luke Humbert there. Hopefully our offense can get to put a drive together here now and keep this baby rolling. This might be the momentum changer that we've been looking for.
Yeah, here hopefully on this drive we can chew some of this clock up and get some good yardage. Hopefully we can score again here.
Spartans offense jogs back onto the field, and they're going to go right to the line of scrimmage without a huddle. Blue Jay defense ready for them. Spartans are split out and trips left. Tanner Weber on the near side by himself, solo. Brady Lynn in the backfield with Cam Bauer. Brady's going to take the handoff up the middle of the field, and he's going to be stopped around the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, blocks weren't there really. They looked like they brought the blitz. It was a good play by the Blue Jay defense.
Great opportunity here to get a look at the Rocori Spartan football roster for you. The only number change on here is number 55. Brady Blattner did change his jersey number to 42. Other than that, all the numbers that you see are live. Thanks, Eric Mueller. I appreciate that. We agree. It is pretty darn cool. Spartans are split out in a 1-by-2 formation. Luke Humbert in the backfield with Cam Bauer. Cam takes a snap, looking to pass, has Humbert on a short screen. Humbert's looking to dance around, needs to get up the field, and maybe loses a yard on the play.
Yeah, it was a well-designed screen there. It just couldn't get anything going on the outside as we were playing it on the short side of the field, so there wasn't much room to work with.
I'll tell you, the effort that Luke Humbert puts into his running is second to none. Sometimes we get into a situation where he makes that forward progress and dances around just a little too much to try to make something new come out of that. As we lose our blocking, he's trying to avoid it. and gets taken down. 3rd and 10 for the Spartans. We're split out in a trips left formation. Can't tell who's on the near sideline to us right now. Looks like Tucker Hokinson. Tucker's going to catch a ball around the middle of the field. He's going to take off. He crosses the 40. He's crossing the 50. He's now crossing the 40-yard line of the Blue Jays before he's taken down at the Blue Jay 37-yard line. Great play by Tucker after the catch.
Yeah, and there's that Cam Tucker connection. It was a good design play as a little comeback route. He makes a couple guys miss, and he makes a big gain. He's closing in on 100 yards receiving for sure by now.
Thank you, Brenda Wilcox. Yes, we do appreciate you watching as well. Spartans now are going to be sitting at a 1st and 10 on the Blue Jay 37-yard line, 38-yard line, and hopefully gaining some momentum here to get ready for another score. Spartans in a 2-by-1 formation. Tucker Hokinson on the near side. Brady Lynn in the backfield for the Spartans with Cam Bauer. Cam takes a snap. It's going to be a handoff to Brady Lynn running up the middle of the field, and Brady runs through for about a 3 or 4 yard pickup on that play.
Yeah, there's a big hole up the middle. It was a good job blocking by the offensive line. Brady takes it up for a little gain there.
And we got a Spartan player that's a little slow to get up here off the field. It's like 71. Henry Tice maybe banged up a little bit on that play. Returns to the huddle and shaking it off. 2nd and 7 for the Spartans. There is 6 minutes and 18 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Time has been rolling pretty steadily through this quarter. 2nd and 7. Ball's on the 35-yard line. Brady Lynn in the backfield with Cam. Cam's going to take it himself around the outside. Gets a block from Brady Lynn. But a missed block leaves Cam just a little bit short on that. Maybe gets to the line of scrimmage at best.
Yeah, it was a good play by the defender as he just beats our offensive line there to get Bauer in the backfield. We'll bring up 3rd and long here for the Spartans.
3rd and 7 for the Spartans at the 35.
It's a big 3rd down for Cam and the Spartans here. Let's see what they can do.
Spartans come out of the huddle. They're in a 2-by-1 formation. 2 split to the left, 1 split down to the near side, bottom of the right. Brady Lynn in the backfield with Cam Bauer. Cam takes a snap, and it's going to be a fake handoff to Brady, and Cam's going to take it around the left-hand side. A lot of green out there on that left-hand side. We got very horizontal, but didn't get very vertical.
Yeah, and the Blue Jays' speed on defense match Cam there. Gets him short of the 1st down on the outside there. So it was a good play by the Blue Jays' defense. We'll see what the Spartans do here on 4th down.
So the ball is on the Blue Jay 34-yard line, 33-yard line. It's 4th down and 5 for the Spartans. What do you do here? Do you try to punt a short one? It's too far out for a field goal for us, or you just go for it?
I would definitely say we'll try and go for it here. We'll probably try and get them to jump off sides as they have gotten 2 encroachment penalties on the game so far. So we'll see what the Rocori Spartans come out here on 4th down.
Blue Jays ready to bring the heat. They're showing all sorts of movement up front. Cam's going to take the snap with Brady Lynn in the backfield. And it looks like we have movement up front. That penalty may go against the Spartans. False start on us. And that backs us up. So we go from 4th and 5 now.
Yeah, and I think if we went to jump there was Blue Jays that came across the line of scrimmage, and we would have had a 1st down. Corey coming back out in an offensive set. Might shift into the punt here.
Oh, and that time we may have gotten... We got movement, but I couldn't tell who was on. They both jumped. Looks like it's going against the Spartans again. So that was 4th and 10. Now we're at 4th and 15. We got to get our mental framework back here. We got to go back to basics with our boys up front. Climbing against some adversity, we got to overcome it.
Yeah, and backing it up a little bit here for the Spartans. Hopefully this will be a good opportunity to pin them deep. We come out in the offensive set.
Cam is in the backfield with 3 backs this time. looking to take a shift. We do make the shift, and it looks like we are going to punt the ball. Cam drops back to punt. Hopefully he gets some height on this thing, gets it nice and high. And it's a decent punt with a good Rocori bounce. It's going to bounce down to about the 20-yard line where Tucker Hokinson will pick it up. Blue Jays will now take over at their own 20-yard line.
And there's 3 minutes left here in the third quarter. Jayhawks, Blue Jays take over at the 20-yard line. Let's see if our defense can hold them up here.
Defense really needs to step up and take a stand here and not just rely on a mistake from Waseca to capitalize on, but also just step up physically and really take this stand and knock them down in 3 downs. Defense takes the line of scrimmage, and they're all set up front with the 2 linebackers. It's going to be a fake handoff and quarterback sweeper on the outside.
Yeah, it was a good job staying home by Weber there. Just misses the tackle for the quarterback to leap and get a couple more yards. The second and around 4 here.
6-yard gain on the quarterback keeper. Blue Jays jog to the line of scrimmage for 2nd down. 2nd and 4 on their own 26-yard line. They look to throw. Almost looked like it was short, incomplete. No whistle still on the play until now. The player laid there for about a good 10 seconds before they even blew the whistle. I don't know if the officials are trying to figure out if it was incomplete or not. Now they signal it's incomplete.
Yeah, it looked like it bounced into the receiver's hands, but there was no whistle on the play. It was a little confusing there.
What an awkward play for the officiating on that one with no whistle being blown and the play was even dead. Player was laying on the field and still didn't hear a whistle for a few seconds. So that brings up 3rd and 4 for the Blue Jays. Ball remains on their 26-yard line. Spartan defense needing to take a stand here, step up on this play. This is really, really big. Blue Jays in their base formation. Quarterback's going to keep the ball, look to run. Stumbles, but regains his footing and gets out close to a 1st down on this.
Yeah, they tried getting the Spartans with a hard count. They don't fall for it, and then he keeps the ball and runs for 5 yards for the 1st down.
It's kind of turning into the Waseca Blue Jay bread and butter here, is giving a fake handoff or no handoff at all, and the quarterback just keeping it and picking up about anywhere from 3 to 7 yards on a carry.
Yeah, he's their leading rusher tonight. He's very shifty. Spartans are doing a pretty good job containing him so far.
1st and 10 for the Blue Jays. Ball's on their own 32-yard line. Quarterback fakes a pass out to the bottom of the screen, tries to roll out on the top, and is brought down in a gang pile of Rocori tacklers.
Yeah, Tegan Dronell in there with immediate pressure on the rollout. Quarterback just steps up through the pocket and gains around 4 yards there.
Defense seems to be wearing down a little bit here. Seems to start feeling a little bit tired, fatigued based on how long they've been on the field. Some of these players remember going both ways on offense and defense.
Yeah, and these types of drives are the bend but don't break mentality drives here. We're not going to give up the big play. We're just going to make them earn it here through running the ball here.
2nd and 6 for the Blue Jays. Quarterback is going to take the snap. He's going to give the handoff this time around the bottom end of the sweep. Looks like a hold there, and we totally missed that one. Philippi looked like he was almost tackled and brought down to the ground. Big pickup for the Blue Jays, and that's a big 1st down. Philippi going to talk to the official right now about, hey, watch this hold.
Yeah, and Luke couldn't get out to the outside as he was double teamed on the outside. And then with the hold on Philly that they missed, allows the running back to gain big yards there.
Rocori coaches of the sidelines are kind of going crazy on that play, looking for that call. They could see it clear across the field. That brings up a 1st and 10 for the Blue Jays. Ball's on the 50-yard line. Quarterback's going to fake the handoff and move around the opposite side of the field. He's going to look for a sweep, and he's breaking tackles before he's hit hard. by Brady Blattner, bringing some thunder on that one.
Yeah, and lost control there on the left side, so allows the quarterback to get around the end. Brady does a good job filling in and making the tackle.
Brady really brought his beef. I think by the time he started the tackle, by the time the tackle ended, it was about a 5-yard loss. They'll give him forward progress on it, but Brady really smoked him.
Yeah, it'll be second and short for the Blue Jays.
Spartan defense looking for a pickup here. Blue Jays set with a single back, along with the quarterback in the backfield. They give the handoff around to the outside. Spartans getting to the outside, trying to get there, and they do, but not before we get close to a first down, depending on the spot here.
Yeah, it looks like it'll be short by a couple inches. It was a good job on the pursuit angles by the defensive backs as they meet him at the line of scrimmage, and he just falls forward for about a yard.
Going to have third down and about a yard for the Blue Jays. They haven't been unsuccessful in too many of their third and short attempts this game. So we're hoping that the defense here can step up for Rocori, create the wall that's needed to try to punch us up. They bring their blockers up in front of the quarterback on each side behind the tackle. Oh, snap is way over the quarterback's head. It's going to be a foot race to get there. Humbert barely missed that fumble recovery. Boy, was he quick on that.
Yeah, that was an unfortunate play for the Blue Jays, and as they were trying to convert on that third and short, and that'll be the end of the third quarter.
Boy, I think Luke was licking his chops on that one, trying to get to that play. What an unfortunate snap for the Blue Jays there, but in a way great for the Spartans at the same time. And that brings us, like Matt said, to the end of the third quarter. Spartans lead 22-8. That was a very quick third quarter.
Yeah, and not a lot of passing that quarter, a lot of running, keeping the clock going on both sides as Spartans are just trying to run the clock out, and the Blue Jays' bread and butter is running the ball. So I would assume a lot of the same in the fourth.
One of the positives for the game in comparison to last Friday at Big Lake is we've seen much fewer injuries on the field. We've only seen one injury this game. I think at Big Lake the trainers were out about every 3 minutes, it felt like.
Yeah, and they've been doing a fantastic job keeping the boys hydrated and caring to their needs.
Wind is pretty much non-existent at this point, so we don't have to worry about that anymore, which we're all very grateful for because that wind was very strong earlier when we started the game. Temperatures are still dropping just a little bit, but overall it's turned into a pretty decent evening.
Yeah, I'm quite cold, but I'm sure the boys on the field are feeling pretty nice right now running around.
Beginning of the fourth quarter here in Waseca. Spartans lead the Blue Jays 22-8. Fourth and 24 for the Blue Jays, and they're punting. High snap, punter bobbles a little bit, gets the punt off just barely. Gets a great Blue Jay bounce, though, all the way down to almost a Spartan 26-yard line. That was quite a kick for being so rushed as he was.
Yeah, the Spartans get pressure up the middle, and it was very close to being blocked, but he gets it high enough to where our guys can't get their hand in there. It was a shorter punt due to that, but it had a nice roll for the Blue Jays.
Yeah, Spartans take over on offense here. I just want to thank both Nick Tylutke and James Herberg for the halftime interviews we got today. For those of you that got an opportunity to tune into that, thank you to those guys for their time. Ninth grade football will be playing next Thursday for their third game in Wilmer. Varsity football will be playing next Friday night in Wilmer. Will be our third game of the season so far. Spartans take over first and 10, balls on their own 26-yard line. Split in a 2-by-1 set. Single back, Luke Humbert gets the ball, going to take it up the middle. And he pounds his way up for about a 4-yard gain.
Yeah, we're going to see a lot of Luke and Brady here on this drive. As long as we're grounding and pounding these couple of next drives, it should be a quick fourth quarter.
Keeping our backs fresh is going to be the name of the game here for the fourth quarter for sure, rotating those two out. And you don't lose much when you rotate them. They're both pretty shifty, pretty strong athletes.
Yeah, and they're two different types of running backs. Luke's a shifty guy with a lot of speed, and Brady's that skull crusher up the gut type of running back. So whoever's in there will be gaining yards.
2nd and 6 for the Spartans as Cam takes the snap. He's going to look to hand off to Humbert again up the middle here. Humbert gets tripped up in the backfield. Maybe gets line of scrimmage, maybe a yard on the gain.
Yeah, and he knows that could have been a big play as the Blue Jays were blitzing, and he just tripped up. He had a lot of green in front of him there.
Pickup of almost 2 yards there for Humbert as it comes now to 3rd and 4 for the Spartans. Another big offensive play to move the ball, keep moving the chains, and keep making progress toward that next touchdown. Spartans will line up in a 2-by-1 formation to the left. Humbert in the backfield with Cam. Cam looking to throw the ball, gets it out to Tucker Hokinson. And that's going to be awfully close for a first down.
Yeah, Cam does an excellent job getting the ball out again as the Blue Jays brought the house. Leaving its man-to-man coverage on the outside, and the corner route by Tucker was enough for the first down.
Tucker does such a nice job of running after the catches base, securing the ball and just getting those extra yardages every time he's on the field and gets the opportunity to do it. This brings up a 1st and 10 for the Spartans. Ball is on the 37-yard line of Rocori. Brady Lynn now on the backfield. Spartans splitting a 2-by-1 to the left. Brady will take the handoff up the middle where he's met by a wall of Blue Jays. There was no chance on that one.
No, they're coming out from the inside and the outside on that play. Our offensive line just broke down there. We got to do a better job than that.
Laney Griffin, we appreciate the shout-out. As you watch from the University of St. Thomas, we hope school is going well for you. For those of you that don't know Laney, she was a good standout athlete at Rocori as well. This brings up 2nd and 12 for the Spartans. Ball on their own 35-yard line. Brady Lynn still in the backfield. Spartans in a left 2-by-1 formation. Cam takes a snap, looking to throw the ball. Gets it back out to Brady Lynn in the field, in the flank. And Brady's going to pick up some big yardage here. Boy, does he have some wheels as he gets out across the 35-yard line for the Blue Jays.
Yeah, Cam recognizes it's a man coverage. He dumps it off to Brady on the little out route, and he turns it upfield for a big gain. That was a great play by Brady.
Again, we talked about Brady's strength and his squat, but we don't really talk about his speed. What a fast runner he is. Spartans needed that big play.
Yeah, they're getting a little lull on offense here, but that big play by Brady should spark the Spartans here on offense.
Brady stays in the game in the backfield now to spell Luke Humbert. Spartans in a left 2-by-1 formation. Cam takes a snap. It's going to be a high snap. He gets it off to Brady. Brady running up the middle of the field and crosses about the 30-yard line to about the 31. There was a real hard hit in there. Really hard hit. And it looks like we got a couple guys down on all fours.
Yeah, and the Rocori coaches are screaming something here. Player down for Rocori.
And it looks like it's Brady Lynn. James Herberg on the field immediately. Trainer Dathan Miller also out on the field. And hopefully Brady's not hit too hard here.
Yeah, it looked like the Blue Jay defender just smacked him real hard in the head there with his helmet. So I'm assuming that's what the coaches were yelling at, but hopefully he'll be all right.
That head-to-head contact is something that all the officials in high school, college, and the NFL have been watching very closely this year and issuing some very severe penalties as a result of those hits, trying to protect the athletes as much as possible.
Yeah, and that's why coaches these days are always teaching the heads-up football and tackling with your head up, eyes up, so injuries like this don't happen.
So it looks like they're going to try to get Brady off the field here and get him to walk. He's walking off under his own power, which is great to see. It's a round of applause from both sidelines. But you could hear that hit all the way up here. We're standing up by the press box, not on top of the press box like we were in Big Lake, just below it in the bleachers. But you could hear that hit just as if we were right there next to it on the field.
Yeah, and that's where the physicality on both sides has been very present throughout this game today. That'll bring up a 2nd and short for the Spartans.
Spartans come to the line of scrimmage. Humbert back in the backfield now after Lynn's recent injury. Split 2-by-1 to the left. Cam's got the snap, looking to throw, gets it out to, is that Tucker Hokinson? Who picks up the sidelines and picks up another first down. What a great run after the catch again.
Yeah, and that's a great individual effort by Tucker, gaining those extra few yards after the catch. It was a great recognition by Cam again, as the Blue Jays are constantly bringing pressure, and he's just getting it out to Tucker, who's running these little out routes. But it was a great play by the Spartans.
The short 5-yard tosses seem to be really effective right now for the Spartans, and if we can keep going into that, that'd be great. Betty and Clyde Johnson, thanks for watching from St. Cloud. Thank you, Christy Savros as well. 1st and 10 for the Spartans on the Blue Jays 16. Cam takes a high snap instead of getting the handoff off because we ran out of time to get that handoff completed. He kept it and is hit for a loss.
Yeah, just a broken down play. Cam trying to do something. Got to get that snap down.
As a reminder, in 1 week from today, the Spartans will be playing at Wilmer. And we are working on getting that this live stream brought from Wilmer as well. Each week it kind of is kind of an interesting component to try to figure out what press boxes have for Ethernet access, internet access, technology all around. So we'll try to bring you that game next Friday from Wilmer. Spartans come to the line of scrimmage, 2nd and 14. Left 2-by-1 formation, Humbert in the backfield. High snap again. Cam bobbles it, regains it, gets the ball or the pass off out of bounds as he's rolling outside. That's the second high snap in a row for the Spartans. We need to really get that exchange figured out in a hurry.
Yeah, and we can't let another offensive drive sputter out like this because of these little errors. We're in great field position. We got to pick up this 3rd down.
Now brings the Spartans to 3rd and 14. 7 minutes left in the game. Spartans lead 22-8. Rocori will take the snap from the Blue Jays 20-yard line. Split 2 by left. 2 by 1 to the left with Humbert in the backfield. Get a clean snap off. Bauer looking to throw. He's going to go deep, and he's going to overthrow the receiver there who's looking for a hold. Oh, now we got a late flag. Very late flag on this play. We'll see what the call is here. It might be a pass interference. I couldn't make out who the receiver was on the far side over there, Matt. Could you?
Looked like Tanner Weber out on the right side there.
It is a pass interference call against the Blue Jays. That was a really late flag on that play. I mean, the Spartans maybe earned that call along the way, but just the fact that the flag wasn't thrown until late, it really is upsetting the Big Lake side for sure, or the Waseca side, sorry.
Yeah, I don't know if he had struggles pulling the flag out or what, but that was definitely a very late flag, and the parents here on the Waseca side are not happy.
So a 10-yard penalty helps the Spartans to a 3rd and 4. Ball now moves up to the Blue Jays' 10-yard line. The JV game will take place next Thursday in Wilmer, and the varsity game will be next Friday. 3rd and 4 for the Spartans. Split 2 by 1 to the left. Corners are jamming the receivers of the Rocori. Cam looking to throw. He's going to go for a lob. What a great way to break free there by Hokanson, but the ball was just overthrown a little bit.
Yeah, and that'll bring up 4th down. We'll see what the Spartans do here on this 4th and 4.
I think at this point the Spartans are going to have to go for this because they don't really have another opportunity to punch one in.
Yeah, and if we can punch this in here, that'll just solidify what a great night the Spartans have had here in Waseca.
6 minutes, 47 seconds left in the 4th quarter. Spartans leading 22-8, knocking on the door for another score here. 4th down and 4 from the Blue Jay 10-yard line. And a timeout is called. Coaches want to talk about it.
6:47 to go. Timeout assessed to Spartan at their first.
And speaking about the game next week in Wilmer won in a 3 overtime game yesterday against Sauk Rapids in a Thursday night game. It was a very back and forth game between the two. So next week will be a very interesting game with the Cardinals taking on the Spartans.
And also next week being in the third game for us means that's our third game out of 6, our third away game in a row before we start our 3-game home stretch for our last 3 regular season games. Those last 3 regular season games, in no specific order, would be Becker, Delano, and Hutchinson. And we'll be playing those at Rocori on our new turf football field that's being installed right now. They're about 2 weeks out of completing that field, and hopefully the weather cooperates and it can be done in time. Rocori offense takes the field, 6:47 left in the fourth quarter. They're split in a formation, 2-by-1 to the left. Humbert in the backfield with Bauer. Cam looking to throw. Finds Tucker Hokanson across the middle on a slant for a touchdown.
And another connection between Cam and Tucker. It's been there all night. Tucker makes a great after the catch run there to reach in there for the touchdown. That'll put Rocori up 28-8 with 6 minutes and 42 seconds left in the fourth quarter.
Again, sticking with that game plan of those short, quick passes to get that short yardage. Again, the ball was on the 10-yard line, hit a quick slant at about 7-8 yards, ran it in the rest of the way.
Yeah, the Blue Jays brought another big blitz there up the middle. Cam does an excellent job reading it, gets the ball out quick on the slant to Tucker over the middle.
Spartans in their rare formation here. Most of their team split out to the left. We got guy in motion, and Cam's going to keep it, give a pitch out to Luke Humbert, who's going to dance around, fumble the ball. Picked up by a receiver on that side, and it is stuffed. Spartans do not convert on the 2-point conversion.
Yeah, just try to get the outside by Luke, make a man miss, and it was just a good play by the defense.
Nick Fable, thanks for tuning in, and we appreciate your support on that. 6:47 left in the fourth quarter. Spartans leading 28-8 over the Waconia Blue Jays.
Boy, Jake, it is not getting any warmer here.
No, it's definitely not. For those of you that are at home watching right now, just to give you an idea of how cold it is in the stands here on these metal bleachers. Matt and I have been standing the entire game so far, so our feet are a little bit frozen. But I'm wearing a coat, a sweatshirt, a turtleneck, hunting bibs, long johns, and jeans. So it is not warm out here. And Matt's got less layers on than I do, so I'm feeling for him for sure. .6:42 left in the fourth quarter, and as I mentioned, Rocori leads 28-8. It's pretty nice to have our score broadcast on the bottom of the screen along with the quarter, so you can kind of follow along there. Connor Mochke set the kickoff again. He's been doing all the kicking in this game for the Spartans. And we'll see if he can keep this one in bounds with the Spartan strategy taking place here. So far, all the kicks that he's been kicking have landed out of bounds on the sidelines, and that's part of the strategy is to try to kick it away from the middle of the field. And he does this time. He kicks it out to the far top side of the field where it's picked up and returned by number 18, who's stuffed in the middle of the field around the 30-yard line.
It looked like Connor was the first one down there again as he just misses the first tackle. But it was a good effort by the Spartans to tackle him at the 30-yard line.
Spartan defense looking to take over on the field here now and really kind of create some damage and some havoc for the Blue Jays offense. The biggest key for this series, stopping the run.
Yeah, and you got to think that they're going to start passing it here where 4 has been pretty much shut down for the day. He's had a couple receptions here and there, but you got to think they're going to start passing here.
And as they take the snap, they're going to do exactly that. Quarterback's looking to pass, doesn't really have anybody, and wings it up there, and it's going to be knocked down by Carter Thielen. Also covered by Tucker Holkinson on that play. Big play there, knocking that ball down.
And the height difference between Carter Thielen and number 4, it's got to be close to a foot.
I think you're about right on that for sure. Yeah, but Carter got up there and knocked it away just in time, which brings up a 2nd and 10 for the Blue Jays.
Yeah, it was great coverage as the quarterback kind of just tossed it up there. Looked like the Blue Jays sideline was looking for a flag there.
Big, tall number 4 receiver for the Blue Jays split down to the bottom of the screen. We got a guy in motion. They're going to give him the handoff on the top of the screen out on a sweep. And he is gang tackled for about a gain of 4 yards possibly on that.
Yeah, it looked like just tried to hit the outside. Our defensive end wasn't expecting it to be a run as they're down by quite a bit, but it was a good job to recover and everybody get to the ball.
And that brings up 3rd down and 5 for the Blue Jays. Ball is on their own 35-yard line.
And tackling this game has definitely been something of success for the Spartans, as you never see one person just making the tackle. We've got 2, 3, 4, 5 defenders always there making the tackle.
Quarterback keeper up the middle left side of the field there, and he is still on his feet before he's brought down by a gang pile of Rocori tacklers. They really packed that formation in tight. No one was split outside on that one. That was a big stuff there at 3rd and 5, and that'll bring up 4th down for the Blue Jays.
Looks like they are giving him the 1st down. Probably in the 40-yard line here, yep. Yeah, it was a good job moving the pile there by the Blue Jays, even though it looked like he was going to be short.
That forward progress got in there again. 1st and 10 for the Blue Jays. Tucker Holkinson giving a good cushion to number 4 here on this bottom side of the screen. Quarterback looking to throw. He's going to get it out in a hurry, and it's going to be caught just outside the outstretched hand of Luke Humbert and getting in there nice and tight and Tucker Holkinson.
Yeah, with the Spartans playing that zone coverage, Luke knew that they were going to try and get it to number 4, and it was just out of his reach, over the top of his fingers, and number 4 makes a nice catch for the 1st down.
Waseca moving the ball here pretty well. 5 minutes left in the game, 28-8 Spartan lead. Rocori defense clinging on to the energy they have left to try to get some stops here against this Blue Jay offense. Rocori down to the 4-man stance up front on the D-line. Waseca looking like this is going to be a run with the protection they have up front, and it's going to be. The quarterback's going to keep it and run to the bottom of the screen. And he's going to be pulled down hard. And it's going to look like a unsportsmanlike conduct possibly, or a late hit possibly on the Rocori defense.
Yeah, it looked like Brady kind of hit him as he was already going to the ground. They'll probably call that the unsportsmanlike.
They're going to call that a personal foul against the Rocori defense. So 3 straight plays gives the Blue Jays 3 straight 1st downs. 30-plus yards. This defense here needs to hang on. They need to get that mental toughness back. Practice their discipline while being physical up front.
Yeah, I got one statement for you, Jake. Bend but don't break here.
1st and 10 for the Blue Jays on the Spartans' 26-yard line. 4 minutes and 20 seconds left in the game. They're packing it in tight. Two receivers split to the left for the Blue Jays. One back in the backfield, and they're going to hand it off and try to run it up the middle. They do. He breaks 3 tackles and gets another ground and pound, looking like about 5 yards on the carry.
Yeah, and I think the Blue Jays have noticed that we're going back to our forefront here because we're thinking they're going to pass, which they're going to start running the ball a little bit more, which they've been having great success in doing so.
Pickup of 6 yards brings up 2nd and 4 for the Blue Jays. 3 minutes and 45 seconds left in the game. Officials calling a timeout, asking a player to leave the field for maybe blood on his uniform, as Waseca has to sub for him.
Looks like the Spartans are going to stay with their 4-man front. Let's see what Waseca will come back with, if they'll go with the run or if they'll try and pass here.
Waseca packing in their formation. They have 2 receivers split out, 1 to each side of the field. Quarterback is looking to throw. He's going to hit the number 4. He gets passes complete. Tucker's there for the hit and brings him down and around the line of scrimmage. They might give him forward progress on that, though.
Yeah, it was a good job by Tucker, keeping his head up on the tackle and just driving him back. Hopefully it wasn't that much of a forward progress. And they'll give him the first down.
Ball spotted down at the 15-yard line. That's good for another Waseca Blue Jay.
Waseca's really moving the ball here with Rocori's mistakes on this series. 1st and 10, 3 minutes left in the game. 28-8, Spartan lead. We got a quarterback keeper again. He's going to run up to the middle of the field before he's tackled.
Yeah, Drew flew through there and just misses the tackle for a loss, and it'll be about a 2-3 yard gain for Waseca here. Spartans need a big play here on defense. We need somebody to step up here and make a play for our defense.
Blue Jays having success in packing in their offensive set. 1 receiver split to each side. Multiple in the backfield. Man in motion gets the handoff. He's going to be coming up the middle of the field and has about 6 Rocori tacklers surround him and bring him down.
And in this stage of the game, especially where they are in the field, you got to think Rocori has to go back to that 5-man front with the way that Waseca's been moving the ball on the ground in this drive.
2 minutes left in the 4th quarter. Spartans lead 28-8.
Just under 2 minutes here remaining in the game. Waseca knocking on the door to score again here.
Waseca moves to 3 receivers. Quarterback looking to pass. He's dropping back. He can't find anybody. Throws it across the middle of the field. Does find a connection to number 4, who catches the ball on his knees in the end zone for a touchdown. There is a flag on the play. And that's a holding call against the Blue Jays, negating the touchdown and bringing them back.
And the Blue Jays have definitely shot themselves in the foot a couple times tonight here, especially on some big plays. That would have been huge if they would have got that touchdown.
About a minute and a half left in the game. 3rd and 11 for the Blue Jays. Spartans got lucky on that one, kind of bailed out. Spartan defense coming to the field, line of scrimmage, ready to go. Blue Jays got 3 receivers out, 1 in the backfield. Give the handoff in a reverse. Spartan's not expecting it, chasing around the outside before he's chased out of bounds.
That'll be close.
That's going to be really close.
Ball with the carry. Wilkinson forcing him out of bounds. 12-yard gain.
And it looks like the Blue Jays may have called a timeout here.
Timeout. Blue Jays, their first of the second half.
Oh, we're grateful for all the viewers here. We've had anywhere from 170 to 180 viewers for this game, and we're grateful for all that support and for you all to be able to watch our live stream, especially from cold Waseca, Minnesota right now. We're hoping to see you all back here next Friday night when the Spartans travel to Wilmer for their next varsity game. We'd also like to thank the Waseca Activities Department, Athletic Department, and IT Services for getting us everything that we need to be set up here to broadcast and do such an easy hookup and setup here. Again, thanks to Adam Haugen, who has been running all of our technology and getting us set up and doing such a great job with getting you the screenshots and camera footage that you've been able to see. Ball's on the 9-yard line, 4th and 4 for the Blue Jays. 3 receivers split out wide. Minute 27 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Quarterback scrambling, can't find anybody. Avoids 2 Rocori tacklers and starts making his way around the opposite side of the field, weaving and into the end zone.
Yeah, quarterback reverses his field, and our D-end on that side just loses contain, and he walks in for the easy touchdown for Waseca.
The broken play touchdown works for Waseca as they get in the end zone, making the score 28-14 with just a minute and 17 seconds left in the game. Waseca will be going for 2. Waseca in their regular formation. 1 receiver split out wide. They got all their blockers right behind the line of scrimmage. Quarterback's going to keep it and try to run it right up the middle, where he is going to be hit hard and stuffed. And these referees are really slow on the whistle here this game. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, the whistles have been slow. The flags have been coming out late. You can definitely tell it's been one of their first games of the year, too.
2-point conversion is stuffed by the Spartans, leaving the score at 28-14 with a minute 17 left in the game. Catherine Altoff, yes, thanks for mentioning the YouTube viewers as well. And thanks to the YouTube viewers for watching the live stream. You know, looking at the weather for next week, Matt, it's really looking like these temperatures are going to kind of maintain this cool and possibly rainy/snowy type of atmosphere for us to be playing football in.
Yeah, and that's the type of weather you're just going to get in Minnesota, this fall to winter atmosphere here. The temperatures are definitely going to be dropping throughout the season, and the boys are very excited to finally get playing again. So I don't think the weather will play that big of a factor for these guys.
The biggest thing right there is to stay injury-free as it gets colder, as the muscles tighten, and not trying to or to avoid injuries, to avoid those strained and pulled ligaments and tendons and muscles, and stay as healthy as we possibly can. Waseca will be set to kick off here. Minute and 17 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Spartans up 28-14.
Spartans are expecting an onside kick here, as we have a lot of guys up towards the 50-yard line here.
And as Matt suspected, we did get an onside kick. It did squibble through a couple of players, and there is a pile around the ball to see who uncovers it here. And Waseca did recover the kickoff. The onside kick goes to the Blue Jays. They recover the ball at the Spartan 48-yard line.
Yeah, Jake, it didn't look like they looked like one Spartan got on the ground to dive for that ball. Otherwise, everybody else was just standing around. That's not good effort.
With a minute and 14 seconds left and a 14-point lead, we're hoping that the motivation and passion for the Spartans can stay up and stay strong. The Blue Jays will take over 1st and 10 at the Spartan 48-yard line. Minute 14 seconds to go. And again, the defense is back on the field after a really long drive the last series by the Blue Jay offense. Quarterback looks to throw for the Blue Jays, hits number 4 on the sidelines before he's driven out of bounds by Tucker Hokanson.
Spartans need a big play here, something to get the momentum back so we can just get the ball back and end this game. These last 2 drives have been very out of sort for the Spartans. We got to keep our composure and figure out how to get this ball back.
Very taxing couple of series here for the Spartans. Energetically, just taking a lot out of them, taking a toll on them. As we mentioned before, this Waseca team is just so big and physical. as are the Spartans, but it does take its toll by the time you hit the end of the fourth quarter. 2nd and 4. We got a flag on the play. Quarterback looking to throw for the Blue Jays. Can't find anybody, being chased. Airs one out. He's got double coverage to throw into, but it's a completed pass to number 4, who fights and battles his way into the end zone for a touchdown. He went up to catch that ball between Tucker Holkinson and Carter Thielen both, and just got higher than them and was able to bring it in and fight his way across the end zone. The flag on the play here could negate the penalty or the touchdown and bring it back. The penalty will go against the Blue Jays. We do have a player down in the end zone. Looks like number 4 may be battling a cramp.
And that's the second touchdown that has been negated for the Blue Jays by a penalty. You just hate to see that.
The flag was thrown way before the quarterback even aired that ball out, so it was an obvious hold right away. Number 4, who had initially caught that pass and got across the goal line there, cramping up a little bit, and now they're trying to figure out if he's going to stay in the game or not. Looks like he's going to try to remain in the game and run it off.
Yeah, and that was just a really athletic play by number 4 as he just wins the jump ball and fights for the extra yardage to reach out for the end zone.
So Spartans again getting a little bit bailed out on a penalty play. 53 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Second and 9 or so for the Blue Jays. As they pack their formation in tight, the quarterback dropping back, looking to pass, finding an open receiver. It is number 4 again. And he's dropped at about the line of scrimmage. 43 seconds as the clock ticks down. The clock is still running here.
Yeah, there's a crossing route there by number 4, trying to get on the outside of our zone coverage there. Good job by Luke on the tackle.
Blue Jays in a hurry-up offense. Quarterback looking to throw again. Has number 4 along the sidelines, and he gets out of bounds after making that catch. And that's good enough for, looks like a first down for the Blue Jays. 25 seconds remains in the fourth quarter.
The Spartans just got to spot out where number 4 is and just make sure that we cover him, because that's who they're going to try and get the ball to, as they've gone back to him here on plays.
Tucker's done a pretty bang-up job on him for the majority of the game until these last few drives, where he's been able to break loose and make a couple of catches. 25 seconds left, 1st and 10 for the Blue Jays on the Spartans' 37-yard line. 3 receivers split out for the Blue Jays, quarterback in the backfield. Looking to roll out, trying to throw the ball, just missing a sack by 2 Spartan defenders. He's still scrambling, still on his feet before he's finally brought down in the backfield.
Yeah, coming into this game, one of the key notes for the defense is the athletic ability of the quarterback, and it has just been shown off time and time again tonight.
Timeout called on the field, 14 seconds left in the game. These teams have both been just a physical grind on each other tonight. They both have great speed, great strength, and have really given each other a run for their money.
Yeah, it's been a back-and-forth game with the momentum swings here and there. A couple turnovers by the Blue Jays have definitely shot themselves in the foot, and the Spartans have taken advantage. Both teams have been played very well tonight, and they'll look to regroup for next week's game.
Like we talked about before, it's definitely been a night of much fewer injuries than it was a week ago, which we are happy to see. The tackling for the Spartans has improved for the most part. It's just more or less putting together a series in which they can either make the stops on defense like they started the game doing, or continue to keep the series going on offense. Blue Jays are at 2nd down and 16 to go, 14 seconds left in the half, looking to throw the ball. They air it out quick to number 4, who makes the catch and gets out of bounds really quickly here.
And quarterback didn't even go through his progressions. He just looked for number 4 and got it to him. And he makes a good run after the catch there to get back to the original line of scrimmage.
So they pick up 15 yards on that play. 9 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Now it's 3rd and 10 for the Blue Jays as they're trying to get that touchdown strike before the end of the game here. They have 3 receivers split out wide, no one in the backfield, just a quarterback. And they're going to try to go deep on this, taking his time, setting it up. Airs one out deep. He's got double coverage on him. Still makes the catch. What an incredible athlete to get up there and make that catch.
That was incredible. He was double covered with a third defender coming in the area, and he will take it down to the 1 yard line.
And as he's brought down at the 1 yard line, he is still down. 1 second left in the game here as the clock has stopped. And it looks like the cramping is his major issue. He's got a player trying to stretch him out on the field before he can get back up and make it back to the huddle.
Yeah, and with the Blue Jays taking a timeout here with 1 second left, they're just trying to get something positive here to close out the game and go into next week.
Well, Spartans will be finishing the second game of their season 2-0 and moving into their third game at Wilmer next Friday night. As Matt mentioned, Wilmer pulling off a triple overtime win last night in Sauk Rapids and getting them into the game next Friday night against the Spartans. Now, even with these cold temps tonight and the game starting off with incredible wins, the Spartans have really overcome quite a bit to get off to that early lead. They took advantage of the mistakes that were made by the special teams of the Blue Jays and were able to capitalize on some quick touchdowns to build that lead. Blue Jays get to the line of scrimmage with 1 second left in the game. Looking to score one more time before regulation runs out. Quarterback keeper up the middle, and he's going to get in. Time expires as he scores the touchdown. And it looks like we have a player down on the field. Looks like a Waseca player was hurt on the play. And he's being carried off the field by his players, his teammates right now. Well, this has been a very physical game all night long. From the moment we had kickoff till the end of regulation time here, it has just been a pounding game. The officials trot off the field, which means it doesn't look like we'll be looking at a 2-point conversion attempt here. So the final score will be 28-20, with the Spartans coming away with another win. And on that note, Matt, Rocori going into their third game of the season, 2-0, down at Wilmer. This is going to be quite a stint for these guys to be able to pull off another big win, especially if the temperatures don't improve very much, and we're still in a situation where the weather is looking like it is tonight.
Yeah, and I think their confidence is going to be pretty high coming into this third game. But we definitely got to take care of business here in Game 3, as we did here in Game 2. Just taking it week by week and getting better week by week.
And I agree, and I think the Spartans, they need some rest right now.